podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, 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 every day I'm
BoxingVoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
You don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Good morning, TBV. Thank God it's Friday. We are back with another one. The pound for pound king is back. Canelo Alvarez. It's fight week, December 19th. It goes down for all the straps at 168. Well, a good portion of them. And we got a few questions, man. Where's the hype? Did Canelo choose the wrong dance partner? Or am I just in the wrong part of the world and not feeling the big Canelo Alvarez fight week hype? Gentlemen, good morning. What up? How are you?
Morning. What's up, Jersey, Canada? What y'all? How y'all living?
I'm good.
It's a good morning, man. Thank the Lord. How you fellas doing? I don't know, man. Is it more excitement, less excitement? What's going on with that? I mean, I asked the other day if you guys really, appreciated that 40 days show, man, because I did. It was short, but I liked it. I got something, I guess. Nowadays, you're not getting much of that side, but I liked it. But I didn't see like a lot of talk. Like, let's say, like a Canelo versus Kovalev, I saw a lot of talk, with Kovalev. And, Kovalev is not even as tall as Callum Smith, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was in a bigger division, but I felt somewhat the way that way.
Yo, what's going on, everybody out there? Thank you very much for another day. We got to thank the man upstairs, and I'm saying my Lord and Savior for another one. Without him, this wouldn't be possible. Mario, Nestor, Alex, what's up? What's up, TBV? Yo, listen, man, great topic. You know what I'm saying? Where's the hype? The hype is because they're not putting no respect on Callum Smith's name. Callum Mundo Smith is the number one 168-pounder in the world and in the UK. Whether you like it or not, put some respect on his name. And that's the reason why they're saying, oh, there isn't no sizzle. There isn't no hype towards it. Is it the wrong dance partner? It isn't. And you're going to find out Saturday night what boxing is all about, man. What's up, y'all?
What up?
Well, could it be that, like, I don't know. It feels like Canelo's next fight's been going on for so long. Like, it was supposed to be Billy Joe, and then, and I'm not saying it's his fault, because obviously nobody could predict a pandemic. And that said, though, it's like, I don't know. I kind of am tired of it. Like, he's been supposed to fight for so long that the buildup is just kind of like gotten to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that I don't really, and I'm excited about Callum Smith. That's the thing. I like him as an opponent, but I just don't feel, I don't know. I guess I feel worn out about the whole De La Hoya situation and the lawsuits. And I mean, it was just one thing after another. And now that he's really going to fight, it's kind of like, all right, cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know, kind of average feel, I guess.
I don't know. It don't feel like big fight week.
It don't.
Doesn't feel like drama show.
I don't know if it's because Callum is from over there, if it's the pandemic.
Nobody focusing on that fight.
Or Nobody's focused on that fight.
Honestly, I don't think it would be like I feel like it is because of the year and what's going on, because I don't know. I can't imagine there being there much hype for almost any other opponent. Maybe Jamal, but even then it's kind of like, I don't know, that I've had 0 people talk to me about the Canelo fight. You know, my brother, who is a hardcore, you know, super hardcore, even he was like on Monday or Tuesday like, "Oh wait, I think Canelo fights this weekend." Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's like very rare. I think a part of it too is that, you know, we always throw fight parties. We always have family and friends over. And obviously we're not going to do that. And we haven't done that. But that kind of takes away from it too. You know, Canelo's not a guy that I just watch. Like, I'll never watch a Canelo fight just laying in bed. You know, anyone else, sure. But Canelo, it's usually a party with fajitas and pico de gallo and rice and, you know, all that shit. So the works.
Everything breaks out, right?
Yo, my grandma cooks us the beans and the rice. They come over, you know, tamales, like everything. And it's a good time. And because of that, maybe I just don't feel it.
Damn, I mean, I guess what? It's bigger in the States? Is that what we're saying? It's bigger in the States?
I don't know. I mean, it should be. I mean, it's Canelo. It's the biggest fighter. You know?
Are we not forgetting just for a slight second that Canelo wasn't slated to fight this year, and usually Canelo is slated to fight twice a year, Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence Day, if I'm not mistaken. So of course it's gonna lose a little bit of steam because Canelo kind of came through the back door with this fight.
Yeah,
but it's still Canelo nonetheless. You're gonna see between today and tomorrow how everything just ramps up in terms of excitement, because it's finally gonna settle in like, yo, Canelo's actually fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now it's like it's a mystery. Like, you know, it's been a mystery all year with Canelo. We don't know if he's going or coming. You know what I mean? He made the move from Golden Boy and Dazn to go back with Dazn to do the network deal. So a lot of mysteries going on with Canelo. So that's just my thought on it. Why it kind of takes away from the sizzle. You know what I mean? Because usually we are guaranteed 2 fights a year by Canelo. No question about it.
You know, and for anyone that... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dewey.
No. Go ahead.
For anyone that has ever questioned the old, you know, promotional tactic of having guys fight on each other's undercards or close to each other's cards and build it up, like, this is like tried and true right here. Like, there's no reason on paper Callum Smith shouldn't be considered a big time fight for Canelo, right? I don't think he loses, but I don't think there are very many people that have a better chance than Callum, you know. But that said, it just doesn't feel that way, I guess, because ultimately there was never any projection towards, like, you know, Jamal and Canelo. Those names have been brought up together for so long. Triple G Canelo, those names were, you know, together so long. We see guys fight each other on the same cards, you know, or fight on the same cards and then later fight each other, but like none of that has, like, there's no story here. You know, it's kind of just like dropped on our laps.
Yeah, I mean, look, he was going through his litigations. We didn't know what was going on with Canelo. He's still giving us a hell of a fight, but you know, the title kind of gives us a clue, right? Wrong dance partner. I mean, it's not so much as Canelo. I mean, did Callum have that type of exposure in order to excite, you know, the fans here in the States and many other parts, right? Was his, you know, I guess his fame and his ability to attend, you know, have eyes on him, is it high enough, you know?
Nah, man. The biggest stage he was on was AJ Ruiz won in New York. He was one of the undercard fights, and he fought Hassan and Dam. He got a knockout, but and Dam was a career 160-pounder, you know. And nobody really watches undercards when you got such a big main event like that, you know? So, U.S. exposure, he hasn't got much to really attract us as fans. Us as hardcores, I guess we should be interested. But, yeah.
Nobody didn't want to step up and take that title. That's why nobody so-called don't know him. All the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the 10. Nobody want to step up and challenge Callum Smith, whether it's stateside or UK side. So, I mean, that helps. That kind of helps too, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, man, look. I think if let's say I'm a boxing fan, I'm a casual, or maybe somebody that just doesn't really know too much. But if I see this, up on the TV, and I see the difference in height, I'm automatically gonna be like, man, damn, this guy is huge compared to this other guy. What's going on here? I think that when people see this and lay eyes on these two opponents, they get excited about it because they see that it's based the typical David facing Goliath, so to speak. But obviously, to those that are already well informed and know who Canelo is, know that the height doesn't necessarily mean too much. But I mean, I'm excited. I'm not gonna say I'm not. But to excite others and maybe people that don't know, I guess just the looks of it would be enough, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I think that what you have to look at for this fight is, Canelo's resume leading up to this. Like the fact that he's challenged himself at so many different weights. The fact that, Callum Smith's a relatively young guy, 30 years old. I mean, you could say that that's young that's a young age when you have that kind of experience. Any younger, rarely do you see that kind of experience. And I mean, racking up the titles that he's racked up. So, you should look at this and think of it as a big fight. And it's just, I don't know, I guess because the animosity isn't there. Like, I know that the day that Jamal and Canelo fight, it's going to be a big fight. It's going to feel like a big fight. I think that it's going to, spill over into the commercial audience. But at this point, I don't think I've seen ESPN really even talk about this that much. You know what I mean? And why should they? Obviously, it's DAZN, but still, ESPN has been in the boxing business the last several years. And ultimately, they're a sports general type of news station. You would have thought that they would have covered. And man, look, maybe I missed it, but I just usually you see First Take flooded with at least some sort of talk, and it just hasn't been the case.
I mean, look, we'll go to Supermax on the super chat. He says he also no longer has a promoter to go out and push this event. Is this an effect of that? I think it's a mixture of a lot of things that led to this.
Dan, that's a great
I don't think this got anything to do with the promoter because he's Canelo. He doesn't need a promoter. Everyone knows he's fighting. The writers are going to write. People are going to ask for interviews. If you go to ESPN.com, which I'm screen sharing now, he's the first article. And the second one, Timothy Bradley gives his scouting report. Then the third one is also Callum Smith. And then the fourth one is also Callum Smith. And then you see Wilder Fury, so...
Hey Ness, you can't really say no though. You can't say no because this is his first time without a promoter. So we gotta wait to see how the first two or three fights come out.
It's also 4 weeks notice. So before
I agree with you, but I'm
calls
saying
in here trying to say Canelo ain't nobody interested, I want to see anybody try to put on a big fight with 4 weeks notice, especially pay-per-view. Remember the Canelo and Keller Plant, PBC turned Canelo down because they said it wasn't enough time to put on a pay-per-view with Canelo.
But at the same time, they can't sit back and say Canelo give him a pass because he no longer has a promoter. And we understand what promoters do. It's his first go-round, so we got to see whether or not, short notice or not, we got to see what he can do by himself. Yeah, How much interest can he drum up by himself? And then we can gauge it based off the next fight when he has more time, right? When he has
I just don't know. I just don't know what's changed other than the fact that he took this fight late. I still see the same.
What has changed? He doesn't have Golden Bro's name behind him. That's what has changed.
And that's what I'm telling you. Okay, so that's the obvious change. Name something negative because I still see the same sponsors. I still see the same endorsements. I still see the same broadcaster. How is he losing the beat? And first of all, don't forget that he dropped Oscar, and now Eddie is with him in this match. This is a co-promotion with Matchroom. Let's not act like Eddie's Let's not act like he's not one of the most innovative promoters out here today. He got the rest of these dudes talking because they don't talk enough. So,
the fact of the matter is that at the end of the day, Eddie Hearn, Canelo, Eddie Reynoso, they're all gonna have to answer if this shit fall flat. Period.
Okay.
I don't care who's co-promoting. Which
But
network is a part of it? They got to answer just like everybody got to do if their numbers ain't right.
Circles, man. We're going in circles. You just not
All right,
listening because what I'm trying to tell you is 4 weeks isn't enough time for a big promotion. It's just not. It don't matter who you are. You know, it's not enough time. At least the AJ Ruiz fight, which was 5 weeks, we knew AJ was fighting. We knew he was coming to America. They were building the hype. Ruiz was a late replacement. This isn't that. This is, oh, I'm in court. I might not fight for 2 years. Oh, shit, I'm fighting, and it's going to be Plant or Callum Smith. So it's a little different. It's a little different.
Yeah, I mean, you could be right. I think, I don't know. I just think that when you first start off in this path, I mean, look at Floyd. You know, Floyd went that route and still used Golden Boy to a degree until he got off his feet.
Yeah, I get all that, but
I'm telling Ness that.
Yeah, but
like,
what Ness is missing,
how is that different?
What Ness is missing?
How is that different from him using Matchroom? He's using Matchroom. How is that different?
What you're missing is that he's now, again, we're going back to he's doing it on his own now, right? 4 weeks or not. Oh, we got to fight. Your promoter usually tell you who you choose, and then you guys figure out who. Now you don't want to have to choose. So you knew that coming down the stretch, one, you might not be able to fight because of your legal issues that you got to deal with. And when you did figure out that you could fight, it was still up to you to make the decision who you're going to fight. You knew what you were looking ahead at in terms of making the numbers right, making the fight happen, the opponent. That's the job now. You put on the big boy pants. Now you're in the big boy chair now. You can't be taking back seats to big boy things. So you want to be big boy. So what are we talking about here?
Do it, man.
You're right, man. The only thing that you said that made sense was, what are we talking about? I have no clue what you're talking about. Which pants didn't he put on? Which pants didn't he put on? Didn't he cut his promoter and go solo and become a big boy? What is you talking about?
Because you're not listening. You're listening to what you're not listening. No, but it's okay. Let's get to the super chat. Neo Dallas.
You haven't said
what would
anything.
have? Huh?
You haven't said anything. That's all. You just.
I hear you. I know. No, I haven't said anything that you want to listen to because I've said a lot. I've said a whole lot, and you not listening. You taking my words and you twisting and talking. I said big boy pants, meaning that he now Golden Boy was the big boy. They was the one that had to deal with the pressure of not making sure things came out to what. Now it's Canelo. Ain't nobody in front of it. It's him alone. Him and Team Reynoso, bro. That's the big boy pants he put on. You're not listening. See, because you keep talking. You keep talking. You're not listening. If you cut me off, how do you hear? How do you hear if you keep cutting me off?
Do you understand that he was 90-something% of their revenue? How do you tell me that he needs them when he was them? Don't you get that? That their financial statements. Don't you get that? Don't you get that? That their financial statements indicate that Canelo was the number one fucking shareholder. He was the cash cow bringing in the money.
And now was a point at him, and he got to be talk like Neo, fool, or you gonna get hit. How about that, Canelo? You gotta make sure you come with it, man. You gotta come with it. We all talk about everybody that step up and do their own thing, being the bar. They gotta come with it. They got to. 4 weeks and it did 90%. Okay, so he was 90% of revenue. So bring the revenue 90%. Let's see the numbers. I don't want to hear nothing. Let's see the numbers. Don't tell me, he had only 2, 3, 4 weeks. Man, let's see the numbers.
I mean, ultimately, I think that the numbers could be affected by both things. The fact that this is his first venture out and the fact that it's 4 weeks. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. This is a tough argument because every time I want to just agree with Francis, Ness makes a decent point. The problem is that I've seen this happen before. Like, if you have watched boxing over the last 20, 25 years, you've seen guys like Shane Mosley and Miguel Cotto and Mayweather go at their own for a little bit early on and still need somebody, so one of the top 3 promoters in the game. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make them any less of a draw or anything like that. And eventually these guys don't need it after they build up. But it's I mean, look, promoting is a job and it's a difficult one. You cannot suggest that just because a fighter has sold X amount of pay-per-views that alone makes him the hottest commodity, and that alone would make him successful on a venture by himself. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to wait and see.
No AG Dallas says, what would have Golden Boy done different as a promotion for this fight? Nothing. Canelo was the main attraction, and Golden Boy, Canelo didn't take no L here.
That's what I'm trying to explain to the guy that's just yelling and not saying anything negative about the promotion. Instead, saying, "Let's see it. Put on your pants."
Thank you.
I
wasn't saying nothing
what
negative.
I'm giving
Very
you
positive.
is facts. I'm giving you Hennessy is still on board. You know, O'Reilly Parts is still on board. DAZN is still on board. Like, no one's out of the Canelo business. So I don't understand what he's talking about. Put on your big boy pants.
Well, we got to see if the fans are still in the Canelo
I mean?
business.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy? And that's why I put in the title, Wrong Dance Partner.
Sure. And maybe the thing that Golden Boy would have done different is tell him to not fight this year. And say, look, if you want to fight Callum Smith, okay, but we got to build this up right. Like, this is not an ideal time for you to sell a quarter of San Antonio Alamo Dome.
Absolutely not.
And it's also not an ideal time for you to come do a pay-per-view, on the side of DAZN, right? Or in partner with DAZN, when we've had 4 pay-per-views already, one of which did 1.6 million, and it's Christmas time during a pandemic. Maybe one of the very experienced promoters would have said, I think you need to chill here. But again,
yeah.
So
now we're gonna piggyback. Oh, so we didn't know before you made the fight. You didn't know that there was a pandemic outside. You didn't know that Christmas was on the horizon. You just didn't. You know what? You just blindly just said, you know what? I'm gonna pick December 19th because that's the perfect goddamn date. That don't even make sense, man. That don't even make sense, man. You got to sit down and make negotiations. Probably.
I don't think you understood what I was saying. I'm agreeing with you,
man. I'm telling you, he's just.
I'm agreeing with you.
I know you're agreeing with me, but here's what I'm saying. For those people who will rebuttal and say that, you got the pandemic and everything going on, they will use as an excuse as to why it will not do what it's supposed to. With Canelo being 90% of the income of Golden Boy. This conversation is going to come back up because it's going to come back and say, give Canelo a pass because such, and such. I ain't giving Canelo no pass. How about that?
Is that your best? All too easy.
Step up and do what you gotta do. That's what Ness is over here talking. King Nello, pound for pound #1. I don't want to hear no excuses. None. Zilch. Zero. Don't tell me about no wrong dance partner. Callum Smith is #1 in the world at 68 and #1 in UK at 68. Went and took them straps from what he didn't. I understand that nobody might not know, but we talking about Canelo, man. Floyd never had a problem saying that, he had the wrong dance partner at that point in his career when he was leading the way. No, he brought the numbers. What are you talking to me about right now? We had a conversation yesterday about Floyd and Canelo in the same category. How? We making excuses already on his first go-round as the boss. Already. We didn't even get to the fight yet. We're already making excuses. What are we talking about here? What am I not understanding?
I agree with Francis. He should have fought De La Hoya. Isn't that what you said? No, I was just playing.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Joe Supermax on the super chat said it's a promoter's job to go out and hype the fans up. Whether it's social media, commercial interview, slots, and the promoter handles that. Eddie is lacking. Damn, Eddie lacking.
Eddie co-promoter. Canelo the boss now. That's what we miss. Promote, bruh. Promote. Get it to somebody on you. Promote.
Boxing expert on the return says Francisco strikes me as a hater.
He had a bad batch, man. He had a bad batch. They didn't motherfucking what you call it? They didn't flush it right. They didn't flush it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, my man got all that shit in there still, and it's fucking his brain. I'm telling you, man.
I know. Let's go. We done. We froze because I keep going, man.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I want everybody. Listen, I love when you guys pull the curtain back. I love when you pull the curtain. I want the people to see the real yous. Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going, because the more
because we're gonna have this conversation again. I know that for sure.
I want you to realize that a glass can always be half empty and half full. You can
Sure.
And I
Right.
want you to realize that, right? So you could keep going and try to nail him to the cross. You know, my one counter argument for today is just tell me someone else on this level, or someone else that pulled this off at this level. You know, pulled off not a subscription and pay-per-view fight in 4 weeks with a #1 fighter in the world. Just show me someone that's attempted to be great and do this. You know, he's sitting here.
That's a new territory.
He's sitting here pouting and talking about put on your big boy pants. What the fuck you call that? What do you call going against everything that boxing has taught us for the last 20 years and putting on a pay-per-view event in 4 weeks? What do you call breaking free from your promoter and coming back in record-breaking time? We have other cases where dudes took a year, 2 years out the ring. My man got that shit done in like 30 days. But we gonna say he didn't put his big boy pants on because we want what? The listeners to say Frankie's killing it today? Get the fuck out of here.
Really? That's where you go? Yeah, let's move on. Frankie killing him, bruh.
Yo,
Who cares about that?
Ronald Finkley on the super chatty says, "Who Canelo gonna fight next? Leave it to Beaver." Laughing emoji. Gah.
Yo, all you guys gotta do is demand the fight y'all want, man. You know? That's it. That's it. Once you demand, Canelo's been a man of the people. They wanted Laura, he gave y'all Laura. Y'all wanted Triple G, he gave y'all Triple G. You know? There was some out there campaigning for Jacobs.
What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately?
Jacobs was out there in his car. Everybody forgets this. He was in his car. He seen some dude that looked like Canelo. He's like, hey, yo, Canelo, we stalking you. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of people that did what they had to do to get the fight. Let these dudes do it. But we got some super chats.
Yo, super chat. Ronald Finkley comes in, says, "Who Canelo gonna fight next? Leave it to Beaver."
The next one.
Laughing out loud emoji. Next one from Hyman Nito, I think is how you say that. Hater alert. Francis in the building. Francis all up in his feelings. The Canelo hate will always be strong.
Ain't nobody hating on Canelo, man. Ain't nobody hating on Canelo. You can't hate on somebody that shows what they can do. I'm just wanting to make sure we ain't moving the goalposts and we keeping it the same way it is for everybody that goes in rarefied air. If you in rarefied air, you must operate as such. Otherwise, you don't belong up there. It's just very simple.
I know you can do it, man. You got the.
Yeah, another excuse now.
Another excuse. I know.
Noe G in Dallas. You know what? I need to ask him if he's actually from Dallas. Says, I got $5 on it to mute Francis Mike for the next 30 minutes. He arguing even with the ones that agreeing with him.
Damn.
Makes no sense. No. Hashtag 4 weeks.
Man, you so cheap. You need 4 weeks to make $5. Man, get out of here, man.
Oh, 4 weeks to make $5. We got another one from Boxing Expert.
Jaime Nieto.
Oh, I got that one.
No, it's Boxing Expert.
Boxing Expert says, wait, I lost it.
El pescado
Oh,
muere por la boca, Francisco.
El pescado. How do you say that? Muere?
The
El
fish
pescado
dies.
muere por la boca, Francisco. That means, yo, fish die by their mouths, champ.
Yeah, because you know why? They bite
You're
the
damn
hook.
right. You're right. And I want to see if Canelo gonna die by his mouth because he jumped up and said, pick me. Pick me. I can do it. I can do it.
It went over your head. It went over your head. He said, because the way you talking. You understand? If fish die by their mouth, what you doing with your mouth? Talking shit. Nick, be careful what you say.
I know you over here talking about who's that? The same one talking about Legato all the time?
Yeah.
Man, go sit down somewhere, man. Tell you man Canelo step up and fight Legato. We'll see whose fish lives by their mouth.
Damn. Stick Talk Boxing comes in with a super chat. Says, Ness, we demanded Charlo when Andrade.
A shot. Canelo should give Korobov a shot. He was beating Eubank until that shit happened. He was winning. He was winning the last fight this weekend until his Achilles popped. Everybody know that fight with Charlo deserves a rematch.
Bry's worse than David Hay, bro.
Korobov.
They could promote that for 4 months and it's still not selling.
Korobov, man. I'm rooting for Korobov.
Yo, he's getting old, I think. Though
I'm rooting for Korobov.
He got that ankle. Yeah, I like him. I just don't think he's a valuable Canelo opponent, not economically speaking. Stick Talk Boxing's got a super chat. Says, Ness, we demanded Charlo and Andrade a long time ago. So don't fix your mouth to say Canelo fights who we asked for. Stop playing the Canelo meat flute. Oh, Jesus.
Lies. Yo.
And then
wait.
I can't let that one slide.
Let's just think about that for one moment. Where was the campaign? Where was the campaign? Where was the uproar for Andrade or Charlo? Compare it to another historical uproar for a fight.
Well, compared to the uproar for them to fight each other, because I remember that.
You know, like, what is this guy talking about, man? You got a select few people that want a fight, and that's it. Show me where the networks have been saying, Jamal Charlo's the guy that needs to fight. Like, when have a network, at least the networks put Crawford and Earl in the same picture. When has Canelo and Charlo ever been in the same imagery on any network? Y'all tripping. Like, think about boxing. When Wilder was the WBC champ, they would put AJ's face there. When has Canelo and Charlo's been side by side on any network, anywhere? Where's the articles, matter of fact? Send me links and let's go through dates. Let's see how many. Matter of fact, I'm gonna Google right now and screen share because y'all just some fucking liars.
Hashtag send me a link. Send me a link.
Fucking liars, because I don't understand why
I gotta
people
get that
lie.
on a shirt. Hashtag send me a link.
Canelo versus Charlo, and we're gonna do it like that because there's two of them. Fuck it, we're gonna let them get all the search inquiries there are, and then we're gonna go to news tab, and let's see. Nothing there. Let me screen share this shit, man, because y'all obviously don't even know how to use the fucking internet. You understand what I mean? You just talkers.
Yo, did you finish the whole stick talk boxing?
I did, yeah. The meat flute thing.
Yo,
That was terrible.
So where?
And then that said, let's think about it. I was like, whoa.
Where all this is at? Where is this at? Look, first article, Dazn, April 2023, and it says Bernard Hopkins wants to see Canelo versus Jamal Charlo. All right, let's keep going. What else we got? Nothing? All right, next page. Now, who really ever goes to the second page on Google? Okay, here we go. Jamal Charlo says Canelo fight would cement legacy, and that was September 26th.
Great laugh at you because I don't know what this is already.
Who goes to the second page? I don't.
It's
Bro,
the fucking truth.
I used to go deep, like
It's
10,
the
11
truth.
pages. Thank you, Mario.
Mario was searching for answers.
Yo, you heard what Mario said, Francis? Francis, before you laugh out what Mario said, he said, before you laugh it out, he said, I remember, keyword, I used to.
Yeah, me too. But you saying who does it? But, okay,
brother, because I'm going.
Listen
to me. No, because this isn't just something I'm saying tongue in cheek. If you Google, there's a statistic. There's an average of people that don't get past the first page, and it's very high. Listen, I know this because I sell advertisement. These are things that you should know. I'm giving you factual information. You want to laugh it off. Who the fuck goes to the second page? A small percentage of people. Okay? And we're on the second page.
Thank you. That's all I wanted you to say was a small percentage of people. You said nobody goes on the second page. I just wanted to clear that up. That's all.
And this is what we see on the second page. Again, September. Ain't that the time the Charlos did a fight? So they only promote when they fighting. So in September, Ellerby felt the need to say that Canelo should fight Charlo. But let's keep looking. And again, Charlo brings it up in September. He wants to fight. And his not promoter, because you know they don't have promoters, but the promoter that promoted his last fight brings it up. Cool. Eddie Hearn does that all the time. Where else? Oh, Mayweather Promotions again. Look at the titles. I'm screen sharing. So Mayweather Promotions says it again. Okay. Show me where people are talking about this. Oh, Ronnie Shields said it. Oh, isn't that his trainer? Now here's Eddie Reynoso reacts to Spence and Charlo wanting the Canelo fight, and that's a month ago. Like, where's the outcry? Show me. Oh, finally we came across an Andre. And it's talking about Charlo, not Canelo. So where's the outcry? Now, you want me to show you outcry? Here's the difference, right? Look at this. Spence versus Crawford. Let's see how many articles we get. We're on the news tab. You see this clicked? Look at this. 19 hours ago, what do we got? Pound for pound rankings. Earl Spence Jr. passes Terrence Crawford, right? Most anticipated fight. Look at the second article, the perfect title. If that fight is anticipated with fucking Canelo and Charlo, why we ain't got this article all of a sudden just popped up? Huh? You know what I mean? Most anticipated fight. Spence versus Crawford.
I know you got to.
Look.
Man,
4 days ago,
man.
I'm on the verge of cleaning out 147. So that's Earl talking to Crawford, right? Like, where is the outcry for the other fight? Look at all these shits. 2 weeks ago, 5 days ago, 1 week ago, 1 month ago, 1 week ago. Look. We ain't got to go to September to talk about an anticipated fight. So learn and understand what the people want and what they don't want. Come on, bro. You out here cheating.
Super chat from Cadillac Kirkland, which Ness is going to love this one. We've been demanding Charlo since 154. Laughing out loud emoji. His own legendary countryman is giving Canelo's moves the side eye. So how is we hating? Thinking face. Yo, I don't know. Listen, if you were demanding Charlo at 154 for Canelo, then I hate to say it, but you have very low standards. Now the fight is very, very much real, and I think it should happen, and I think it's probably his biggest fight. But 154, you got to go back 5 years ago. I mean, this is Laura Trout, like that's what was going on at 154. Charlo was still making a name for himself. I mean, he wasn't even televised on some of those cards. He was on the undercard. And I'm not hating. This is what fighters do. They develop. And to say that Charlo reached his full promotional height or ceiling at 154 is, that's outrageous. But anyway, I'm sorry. Let's go to the next one, which is Ignorant Boxing. Says, so they'll ask who Canelo fighting next, but they won't ask who Charlo or Andrade's fighting next. That is a very good one.
Got another one from Carlos Diaz. Says, little Charlo has stated that big Charlo didn't want to take the fight. Do some research. Shaking my head.
And Supermex had one before that.
Hold on, let's send the link, because I seen somebody say that yesterday. Send the link. I want to see that, and I hope it wasn't when they was mad at each other promoting the fight, because, would that be true? Remember, they were taking shots on each other on IG Live, calling each other very, very vulgar names. So was that just
talking about each other's girls?
Was that just in a heated moment, or is that the truth? You need to ask yourself. You do your research. But send me a link, and I'll gladly do the research for all of us.
Send the link. Nestor, you didn't send the link. Yo, Supermix said, now Francis, Floyd was the boss, but Golden Boy Promotions was putting on all his events till May Pack. But this is why I think it's a mix of things for low hype. Good point, Supermix. Very, very good point. And I actually was trying to think of what fight it was when Floyd went out on his own. I thought it was before May Pack, but you might be right.
Got another one from Boxing Expert. Says Francisco, a watered down version of CYP. And you got a next one coming in. Yeah, I don't know what that. Yeah, Stick Talk Boxing says, Ness, you're on host stuff as usual.
Damn.
And then
went for the throat.
And then Coach Myers says Cassius Chaney interview. It was scheduled for. We'll look at that now.
I'm on host stuff because I'm showing you that the masses aren't asking for the fight that you and a couple of your buddies asking for. I mean, listen. See, I haven't had to insult you. Just talk of your boxing knowledge. Your boxing knowledge is limited, so you need to insult.
Oh! Jaime Nieto says, keep killing them, Ness. People want to speak opinions. Ness kills them with facts. Get them.
And we're gonna go back to those facts. Let me just log into BoxRec here, because a lot of these dudes don't know shit about boxing, man. And
Why are you laughing, Mario?
I love
Because I'm not reading Stick Talks Boxing Super.
I'll read
it's
it.
so hilarious.
It's bro. We usually talk about we Voltron out here. Ness playing the emotional cinnamon meat flute. That was very creative. That's very
I didn't think Ness was getting his feelings hurt. I didn't want to say. Didn't want to read the words "emotional cinnamon meat flute." Like, that was all I didn't want to do.
What about that?
So let's start. Let's start when Canelo first went to 54, since he ducked Charlo. That was September 17th. Isn't that like an Independence Day or something?
What date is that?
September 15th. Yeah, that's Mexico Independence. Actually, it's September
17th in Los Angeles. He fought Alfonso Gomez from the Contender 2011. Let's see. Charlo in 2011 on 5 days later, the 23rd of September, he fought Eric Despierre. 4-5. 4 wins, 5 losses. That's who Charlo fought when Canelo fought Alfonso Gomez, okay? Let's go next. After that, Canelo went on to continue developing, and now he fought Ryan Rhodes, a UK fighter. We all know Ryan Rhodes. People are going to laugh and say, this nigga's talking about Ryan Rhodes. But let's see. Charlo fought next Sean Riley Wilson. And that took Charlo till spring. You know, March is when he fought the next year. Meanwhile, Canelo fought again in 2011. After he fought in September, he fought again in November. Charlo waited till spring, something like 7 months later. Then Canelo came back on Cinco de Mayo, his Mexican dates, and he fought legendary Shane Mosley. Charlo fought Edgar Perez in December. So he watched Canelo fight Mosley and then fought Edgar Perez in December.
Look, Ness, can I help you out with one?
Sure.
So in April 20th, 2013.
Oh, we're skipping?
Canelo, real quick, because I found this one, or I knew it, and I wanted to come to it real quick.
I just don't want to miss any time Canelo was at 54 and Charlo simultaneously when they should have fought.
Yes. And you're not. Check this out. So that was April 20th, 2013. Canelo fought Austin Trout in San Antonio. Okay. On the same card, Jermall opened up the evening. He was the opener against Orlando Lara, who, if you know who Orlando Lara is, you know that is a development fight, basically. That's a bridge fight. That's a fight that you take to get to the next step, okay? Jermall Charlo was 12-0 at the time. Canelo was 41-0. If you're telling me that they were building, then it's only because they were at Golden Boy, and that might have been a fight that they were going to pursue at some point.
So you're saying that when Canelo unified with Trout, the WBC and the WBA, because they like to say he never unified the division. So when he fought Trout, right after Trout beat Cotto, Charlo was his opening bout to get the crowd warmed up.
Exactly.
So then when Canelo was great and unified, and Charlo watched him do that, because he was able to do that, because he opened the fight, took a shower, got dressed, and went to the stadium to enjoy Canelo's greatness. Canelo went on to fight Floyd in 2013. So what was Charlo doing in 2013? Let's share, because we're screen sharing, by the way. So in 2013, Charlo fought, you said Orlando Lara, Luis Hernandez, Antoine Smith, Rolegio del Toro, Joseph del Santo. So
he fought 7 fights, which is not what you do when you.
Hey, Stick Talk. Stick Talk. Won't you spend some more money and tell us when he ducked them? Since I'm playing meat flutes, or are you playing the Charlo? Are you hitting the Charlo ball, the speed bag balls in your fucking face? Or the 2 Liononi balls in front of your fucking nose, since we're going to disrespect each other, because I don't see where he ducked them. Or are you going to say it's at 60 that he ducked them? Because the last thing I remember is you telling me he ducked them at 54. That you said, we've been asking since 54, so when at 54? I'm still waiting. Should I keep going to tell you what else Canelo did at 54? Fucking lack of boxing knowledge, bro. It's so stupid.
Champ, check out the pre-pro. Read some of these super chats. Alex Jones. Did anybody get to Alex Jones? I don't think so. Alex Jones said, Francis says lots of words without saying anything. And that's it right now for now. Yep.
Have him call in, dog. I mean, you did tell me, and I did put it in there. I'm adding him, but let's see if he's got his app on. Make sure he turns the app on.
I got you.
Yo, that was hilarious. I'm not.
I just want to know when he ducked him.
Radio.
When he ducked him, when he decided to fight the 44-year-old K9 Bundridge for his first title at 54. I'm just so lost as to when Canelo ducked him. It's hilarious, bro. Now, if you tell me 60 franchise title, it's hard to defend. Hard to defend. But you coming out your ass talking about, we've been calling it since 54. So he beat Antoine Smith, my man. And you don't even know who Antoine Smith is because you don't know shit about boxing. But I'm going to tell you, Friday Night Fights fighter, all he did was, every time he punched,
and he would roll his shoulder like
punches.
Crazy.
Every commentator talked about his noise because that's what he did more than anything. But I guess that's when Canelo should have fought him right after that win. That's such a great win. Fuck it. Let's go kill the lion after that win.
Oh man, you killed me.
I mean, I just don't get it. Maybe it was after the Bundridge win. It's like, yo, he beat up my grandfather. I'm gonna go do him dirty for that.
Yo, Stick Talk Boxing comes back, says, hey, Doomy, hit the emotional soundbite for the emotional meat flute, followed by a, hey, what happened?
Yeah, hey, what happened is that you have yet to prove that anybody was ducking Charlo at 54. That's just it. You know? You got to bring up your homophobic statements because you are losing miserably with your lack of boxing knowledge. Plain and simple. You know?
Check if Cassius is on there.
Oh, look who's back. Unless he's got himself a, what do you call that? A parody account. CYP is back. Hello, CYP.
What?
Hello.
No.
We've
what
missed
up,
you.
CYP?
We've missed you. Charlo is 31. This is a super chat from Carlos Diaz. Charlo is 31-0. Andrade is 21-0. Neither one has fought a top contender. Stop saying Canelo is ducking. Who ducking who? Shaking my head. False narratives. Miguel Robles says, my brothers are huge Canelo. I guess he meant fans. Casuals. I ask if they want him to fight Charlo. Answer, who's that? They ain't big names. TBV, keep doing your thing. They won't believe you that your brothers really said that, man. They're going to say that you just, defending Canelo.
Hey, what happened?
My grandpa's a big Canelo fan.
Bro,
he's a casual. I doubt he knows who the Charlos are. But that's because he's not a big boxing.
Andrade has less of a case. Like, Andrade's case comes from disrespecting Canelo in the media. So that's the only reason I could see Canelo being like, yo, I'm going to just shut this dude's mouth. He doesn't respect me. He calls me out my name. That's the only reason. But Andrade is the least person to be brought up. There's no one on his resume that makes Canelo even want to learn how to spell his last name. No one. No one. He's beat no one that's going to make Canelo fucking lift an eyebrow to be like, oh shit, he really? There's no one there. No one. No one. So we need to just stop. At least Charlo, he beat Trout, his first title shot. He did what he had to do and beat Bundridge. He beat Julian Williams when Julian Williams was undefeated. And then, we got to give him massive credit because Julian went on to become unified. And then he became Canelo's mandatory, albeit no one respected the way that he got there because he fought 3 54-pounders and one broken leg, dude. I mean, when we talk about dudes on one leg, Charlo doesn't get nearly as much hate as Crawford, who fought Benavidez on one leg, but Benavidez's leg was way better than fucking Highland's.
Yo, Ness, I got a question
Highland
for you,
shit
man.
was a kickstand for real.
I got a question for the panel. I got a question because I want to bring it right back to the topic that we were talking about. You know what I mean? With this, this is fight week, right? Today's supposed to be the weigh-ins, so to speak, and then tomorrow's fight day, right? And there isn't really any real buzz surrounding the event, so to speak, given it's, Ness said it's only 4 weeks, and, a lot of things, it's a pandemic, a lot of things had to move and shake in that time. What opponent would be the right opponent to make it sizzle and make it hot at 68 for Canelo other than Callum Smith?
I mean, to be honest with you,
given the parameters of everything, 4 weeks and pandemic.
Earlier, I had said, even if it was Jamal, I don't know if this thing just doesn't slip through the radar based on all the things that are going on, in the world. I mean, look, hardcores, I'm sure, would be super stoked for Jamal, but does it bring out the casuals? Let me give you a few names.
Hold on, Let me give you a few names, like Billy Joe Saunders, Jamal Charlo, an Andrade, a Caleb Plant, a David Benavidez, a Eubank. Let me give you a bunch of names. Like, what out of those names, if you had to pick out of a hat, would be a name to make it sizzle under 4 weeks in a pandemic?
Well,
anybody, please.
Well, some things that would make it sizzle would be a fighter that America knew. Maybe more press. Remember, the media isn't allowed to be at fight week because of the pandemic. So there's no radio row, there's no podcast row, there's no multiple outlets there to cover the fight and get it out to their viewerships and audience.
Let's go, champ. You feel me?
It's just totally different. But shout out to Rob with a few of those points. We got Cassius Chaney on the line with us. Cassius, what's going on, my friend? Apologies with the back and forth. I added you a long time because we still have you saved, but I guess it didn't ring you up. But how are you?
Good, man. Good, man. Thank you for having me. What's going on, fellas?
I guess the first thing I want to ask is, are you in sunny Miami, or did you come back to this blizzard up here up north? Because I'm in Jersey with all this snow.
I'll be back in the cold Sunday just for a few days because I'm supposed to fight in January. So I'm just going back up for, and I'm still going to train, obviously, but just to see my family and stuff.
And where is that fight taking place?
I'm here in Russia.
What?
I'm here in Russia on the Kovalev undercard. Yeah. So hopefully it goes through, and I'll get the experience to fight over there. It's not. I don't think it's going to be a Russian guy, obviously, but it's on that undercard of Kovalev, and it was Barrera, but I think it's someone else he's fighting now.
Yeah, he's fighting somebody moving up. I think it's like, I don't know, it's another Eastern European name. So, wow, Russia, that's interesting. Have you ever been to Russia?
Nah, never. But I mean, if it happens, obviously I'm looking forward to it. It's a cool experience. I know that there's a few opponents like Bogdan Dinu,
really? That's a nice
Richard
name.
Richard Lartey and another. But I've asked for the Bogdan Dinu because of his style. And
can you turn away from the window, but look out the window, and that light is gonna help us. You can look out the window. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And I've personally would rather just do the Bogdan Dinu because he's fought. He's only lost to
Big Baby and
Pulev. Yeah, Big Baby. So, and I think his style. I think eventually, when I look at, I'm pretty much up on all the heavyweights, But when I look at the rounds, he hasn't gone past. He went 7 one time, but that 7 was against Pulev that he gave up in, So I think that just being smart and my style and his style, I think it makes for like a decent type of fight.
One of you guys wanted to jump in? I'm sorry. You're on mute, Doomy.
Cassius, how's it going, champ, man? Sorry for, we had a little confusion this morning, but,
it's all good.
How did you feel? I mean, you pretty much TKO'd your guy in the third round. You fought Jason Bergman. What kind of benefits that you gained from those rounds in there with the Jason Bergman, or was it just another one bites the dust for you?
Well, I'm supposed to do that to guys like that, honestly. So I don't really like overhype it, But I think I wanted to really like see if I could batter him down with the jab for a while, and I know it's times in that fight where I could have made it a lot harder, but the way I was just picking it, it was bothering him. So I wanted to see if I could really wear him down, until he made a mistake. And I think that was probably my first fight that I've ever went into a fight like, yo, you know what? Let me see if I could just mark his face up with the jab, and then when he gets tired of that, then hit him with the right hand, And that's something that Herman has been telling me, like, man, you got a nice jab. Eventually, guys are going to get annoyed of it, and they're going to take stupid chances. So just focus on that. And yeah, I wanted to just see how long I could do it, and it worked out. But I knew he would. I actually read his lips before the fight, and he was talking to his corner, and he was like, "I got him. Don't worry about it. I got him." And I was thinking to myself like, damn, man, like he was cool all the way up until this point. Now I'm really going to try to just try to box like a professional. There's some things in that fight that I feel definitely got to be better. My body, one of them, just my nutrition and things like that. But those are just figuring out. Those are small things I could just figure out. So
I see. There's some hidden
I got a
talent in
question.
there.
I got a question. What's going on? How you doing, Cassius? This is Francis from Toronto, Canada.
What's up, Francis?
What's going on? Listen, it's so perfect. You know what I'm saying? You segued right into my question. That's why I wanted to jump in here, because I want to dive into the mind of Cassius Chain a little bit, if you allow me to. Give us an insight to the type of music that you would run to, or that you would listen to before you fight. That's the first question. And the second question is, what is your pre-fight and post-fight meal?
Francis, let me jump in, because I wanted to ask something in the context of Jason Bergman, because I know him personally. I've watched him spar. He's been in Tyson Fury's camp and Wilder's camp, and he's just a journeyman vet that, if you're just reading off BoxRec and you don't know. So I just wanted to know if you felt in those little 3 rounds, did any of that quote-unquote experience that he allegedly had for being in those camps show itself?
Nah, you know what? I'm going to say no, because I'm going to be honest. Going from Chauncey Welliver to him, right?
Yeah.
Chauncey Welliver plays I fought him pandemic, no crowd. Uh-huh. So he kind of lured me into making it feel like a sparring thing. And
Chauncey or Jason?
Chauncey Welliver.
Okay.
Welliver did. He kind of, and right after the fight, he told me, man, when you put the gas on, just keep it on me. Just keep it on him. And, you ain't got to lean in and do none of that. So that was part of my strategy going into the Jason Bergman. I'm sure he felt like I was going to be leaning in on him. He's going to be able to throw uppercuts right to the body. And I said, nah, man, my legs felt strong. I worked on my legs this past month. And he would lunge and stuff. And I was like, every time he lunged, I'm just going to try to beat him to the punch. And, I'm sure he has experience. That's why he said what he said before the fight. You know what I mean? He just said, no, I read his lips. And I was like, oh, nah, he's tripping.
I just wanted to ask, because we sit here and we talk boxing, and we might be like, oh, shit, Cassius Chaney sparring with Luis Ortiz. And it's like, how good does that make you? Because it didn't make Jason any better. That's what you're telling me.
Well, sparring Ortiz, and then you go to spar I pretty much got the end to sparring the two southpaws of the heavyweight division, and that's Ortiz and Otto Wallen. You know what I mean? If I want to go, but Ortiz, I'm with all the time, basically. So you get in there with Jason Bergman, it ain't the same. He ain't moving the same. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna throw Lewis ain't gonna throw his left hand to your face so much. He throws it loopy and he throws it to your body. Jason Bergman is reaching up top, and I'm like, he's not gonna reach me that way. You know, so when I get in there with Jason Bergman, I'm like, I'll just spar with Lewis, man. Like that's the best southpaw sparring you could get.
But that's
Gives
what
you
I'm
a lot of
trying to
confidence.
But that's what I'm trying to figure out. So like, why didn't it translate for Jason, who says to himself, "Man, I've been sparring with Tyson Fury and Wilder. This dude ain't nothing."
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, remember too, he's sparring them. He's not fighting them.
True.
You know, he's sparring them with 18s on the 20s and headgear. It's so much more protection, and it's a different. You know, some people translate it, some people don't. So it's like, yeah, it's not like he's fighting them. Where like, yeah. Like, I'm sure if I had him for sparring and stuff, I'd probably be different, because I don't spar the way I fight typically, you know. But I think that
how so? What's
that fight is different.
What's different? Because you know we do our little border wars things, man. So for all our little off the couch fighters and amateur fighters that join our little league, let us know what's the difference in you in terms of being in sparring and being in a fight.
In a fight, I'm much more like, I'm mad already the whole time, my God. In sparring, I'm more professional. Like, I'm trying to learn so much. You know, I'm trying to like process everything at one time. Like, sparring is the hardest thing for me. I'm never really nervous when I fight, but I'm nervous in sparring for some reason. Like, you don't know when it's going to end. You can't like you really can't just go out there and try to knock the person out. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And you got big ass gloves on. Even the headgear, like the headgear makes your vision different. You know, like the perception of the distance is different.
Right.
And I think that's why when I went to help Fury, he sparred without it so much, because you can see better and your distance is there. Like it's realistic at least.
Wait.
You know?
So Fury sparred you without headgear and tells you not to hit him in the face, or you allowed to hit him in the face?
Nah. So what happened was, right, whenever when we went out there to spar the first time, he would do it, and then you catch him with a good shot. The next day he'll wear the headgear.
Okay, no, smart.
Because they didn't want him to get cut. They didn't want him to get cut.
No, you got
you know?
to, man. That's a $1 million fighter.
What happened?
$1 million fighter with money on the line. You gotta protect the investment, man.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, guys. I hogged them enough. I just wanted to get because for us, we sit here and we like, oh wow, he's sparring with so and so. He gotta be good. He gotta have learned something. But that doesn't necessarily mean it translates. So I wanted to get it from your perspective.
No, and I think that as competition rises too, and you know, you'll get to display much more. What other things do you work on in the gym? You know, you mentioned the jab for this one, and I mean, you're a big guy, you know, and with a long jab. Do you work on anything else in the gym?
My balance. My fault.
Yeah.
But my balance was very important. Like, I really, after that Weatherford fight, I knew what was bothering me. You know, with certain things that Lewis does, and I'm like, I can do that, but I need to work on my legs. Like, he does it because he trains, but he's been boxing so long. So it's like, it's already kind of like, I got basketball legs and stuff. You know what I mean? I got springy in and out, but I'm like, man, I gotta get back to this. I gotta get back to squatting and stuff. And I took it upon myself to look up somebody in Miami, and I'm like, yo, man, this is what I need. Let me get this. And for this fight, that's what I did. And I felt so much better.
Can you tell me specifically, because you brought up squats, like what do you think specifically you get out of squats that translates to boxing?
I think for me, it keeps my legs, my balance strong, like my base. You know, I have a strong foundation of my legs are strong, but I think, like, you know, doing deadlifts, squats, not deadlifts with it like on your back, like, you know what I mean. I do stuff like just where it's not too much strain on my back. You know, just smart.
Like high rep, low weight stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, that's smart.
Occasionally we may go up in weight, but it's going to be protected. Like, stepping inside the hex bar. You know what I mean?
Got you. Or rack pulls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart, Cassius.
Stuff that I'm not with stuff that I haven't been doing all my life, and then I gotta learn the form and all that. Like, unless you can really detail it for me, I'm not doing that.
Well, it's tough because you're a great athlete. I'm sure if you wanted to, you could be a great deadlifter, right? Great powerlifter. But you have to learn a whole other discipline. You know what I mean? Every day you're going through probably the toughest sport mentally on the planet in boxing, and then to go to the gym to further some sort of idea of what strength and conditioning is, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it was this camp, man. I really do think I did like some things that I'm like, you know what? I was going from training from 9 to 10, and then we boxing train 11 to whenever Herman's done with us. So it's like I felt good from going from that to that. Now is about me picking up my cardio and figuring out where to implement that. Like these guys, like some of these guys, man, like when I first started, I told people this, like jokingly, like if I fought everybody that I first fought when I first started, I have all knockouts. But reality was I was winging it. I was literally just going in there like, yo, you know what? I can see the opponent and I can go watch a similar fight of somebody else, like a Bo. And I say, this guy's not as good as Holyfield, so all I got to do is similar to what Riddick Bowe did and move around,
giving us an insight into your study.
I was winging it. Yeah, I would just wing it like the first few fights because I wasn't getting the proper stuff that I needed. Now I know, like, yo, I can save a couple dollars to put it in my training for myself, and then,
and you mentioned and you guys, you mentioned the balance, man, right away, and like especially for heavyweights, I think that the heavyweights are probably the guys that have the most difficulty with balance. I think the shorter guys, the lighter guys, they move around, they're pretty set, and besides the weightlifting, man, this is just me, right, to recommend to you, do balancing exercises like on the half a medicine ball.
I know that.
Do one leg stands on that, you know what I'm saying, so that you're kind of shaking, because that to me is one of the most important things for a heavyweight, man. It's the balance. You guys are so heavy already. You got the weight to knock each other out, but the balances will take you to the target. So I hope you keep working at that, man.
All right.
So
yeah, I will.
What was the most, surprising thing about Chauncey Welliver? Because I know people might look him up and be like, what the hell? But this guy's been in the ring with everybody, and everybody speaks not highly of him, but they give him his respect and just due. So what was, the trickiest thing you found him to do to you?
His weight, man. I was like, yo, this dude weight, like for him to be that like big, it was like, it wasn't hard to like move him. It was just hard to like figure out like, damn, did them punches hurt him? Because I would hit him to the body a few times, and I'm like, I was hitting Jason Bergman with some of the same punches, and I knew he felt them. Like I knew Jason Bergman felt them. But when I was hitting Charles Welliver, his body was just shifting. And it was just like, damn,
that's such an interesting question.
That's
such an interesting question. So, like, do you think it didn't hurt? Because we got a few big dudes, like 344s in our little series. Is it even worth it to invest into the body when someone is that big?
It is. No, it's worth it because that was just me not ever, one, my balance, and two, that was just me not ever fighting somebody like that. But that was one of my best fights in the sense that his experience helped me out so much. Because right after, he said, yo, you threw a body shot, and I thought to myself, this might be the first time I go down on a body shot. And I didn't throw it hard. I knew what he was talking about. I didn't throw it hard. He said, but you placed it like right on my sternum, right above my stomach, and I wanted to take a knee, but you allowed me to play them games with you where, I act like I wasn't hurt, and he did. He was good at that. It was no crowd. It was like quiet, it was just different. But going into Jason Bergman's fight, I was like, you know what, no matter what, if I hit you clean, I'm going to assume you hurt. And that was the difference.
Interesting,
Smart,
man.
Smart.
Yeah. So, you guys got anything else? Because if not, I'll steal them away.
No, I wanted to know. You're going to Russia? Maybe in the works. I didn't hear an opponent. Maybe I missed it. Do you know?
He said possibly back on Dinu, but it's not finalized yet.
Okay, so no finalizations. All right.
Yeah.
But you're in Russia now, though. You're in Russia now, though.
Nah.
Oh.
I'm in Florida.
Oh, you're in Florida. I understood he was in Russia and about to fly back to Jersey.
That's January
to Connecticut.
30th.
Okay.
Now I'm going to Connecticut Sunday. That's happening January 30th of that card, and hopefully it goes through and I'm on it. Huh?
Dazn, because Kovalev fighting on Dazn.
Yeah, Dazn. Yeah, that'd be a nice little look for me.
And what does Herman say about acclimation and when you should get to Russia?
I'm hearing that they would like me there the week before. I'm gonna see if I can go 2 weeks before or a week and a half before. I'm pretty good with that stuff though. Like I did it for obviously when I went to Fury's camp both times, but if we can do like a week and a half before, that would be great. But I think Negron has a fight on the 30th too, so I'll be pretty much out there with my team.
Wait, Negron got a fight in Russia as well in the 30th?
No, Negron is fighting on PBC.
So when you say you'll be out there with your team, with or without Herman?
I'm not sure yet. We gotta see if Negron fight go through first, because Negron.
No. There's no way. There's no way Negron
this fight. I know, but this fight. I think I'm gonna be honest. I think that it's not that he wouldn't pick me over Negron or anything like that. I'm more like, it's like.
He need a more. He needs a more. Is it a bigger fight for Negron than it is for you?
Yeah, I think it's both. I think it's both equally important, but I think it is a real big fight for Negron, and I'm more. I think I can deal with that easier. Like I've done it. I've done it already.
How the hell does Negron keep getting these big shots, man? My man out here
sneaky,
doing
man.
it.
He's sneaky, man. He that win against
Alfonso. He killed my man. That was my man. I knew him for a lot of years because he always is wild as he's always at Wilder's camp. So
Negron tough, man. He I tell you this right now. Like I told you, I hate sparring, but I hate sparring him even more.
Why? Is it because he's tall and long? What is it about him?
I'm longer than him. He's tall, but he just like he awkward, man. He just like an awkward guy to spar with. Like he is an awkward guy to spar with. I think it would be different maybe in a fight where I feel like the 10s and we can get there, and I got more trickery. Mm-hmm. But in sparring, like I heard he gave Tabiti problems. Like it's just like he experienced too. I think he was an Olympian. So
yeah. He started his career. You know what's funny about him is that he started his career, I believe, under 147, bro, as an amateur in Puerto Rico, and he just kept going all the way up to heavyweight.
Every weight class.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
every weight class almost. Like he awkward, but he's one of those guys that for me, like out of everybody, I got Lewis and I got Negron to learn from. So I just be sitting there asking them, and they always just be. However they can tell me it.
Has his English improved?
His what?
Has his English improved, or have you learned Spanish?
Negron, he ain't trying to learn English. He understands it though, but we be in the car translating on our phones, man.
Okay.
On the Google Translate.
That's dope. Crazy. That's dope. I like that.
Does it take long, or you all kind of got the hang of it?
Pretty much. Yeah, we know what to do. Like right away, he types in the word and then you put in English at the end, or I put in Spanish at the end, and then I'll play it. And he know what I'm asking, and then we do it like that.
But y'all only got to do that in the car, right? Because I've heard that when you're training with somebody and you don't know their language, like somehow you just snap into a rhythm where you understand what you're saying or what the other person wants. Is that true?
Oh, training, no problem.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
But like we in the car, sometimes we have to go and get like nutritional stuff together.
Sure.
And it's just us, so that's how we got to communicate. But in training,
that's awesome. Yeah, that's what I've heard. That in training, just somehow it's like Boxing's its own language.
Cassius, what are the 2 cardio exercises that you would not have a fight camp without doing?
I'll be honest now, man. After this past fight, I'm getting back to my jogging just for my body and swimming. I gotta swim. Like when I swim, I feel so strong, man. Like I feel like I can punch through a wall. When I don't, I feel a little bit like I don't know.
So you feel like tighter though, like. Oh, go ahead, Ness. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, so you feel stronger, or do you mean you have more stamina? What exactly do you feel swimming is helping you with?
Swimming helps me with just my breathing. It helps me with my breathing and my ability to feel like I can catch my breath and my pace. You know what I mean? But really, it makes me feel strong too. It makes me feel like, yo, when I get out the pool, I feel like, yo, I can go knock a bear out. You know what I mean? Like I feel good.
Do you have a specific amount of laps that you like to do in mind, or that the Herman makes you do, and who's in charge of that?
Nah, I just look up different workouts on Google, and then I'll just copy them. Like I may go and do as many laps as I can, as long as it's an hour, as long as I'm in the water for an hour. I'll run, I'll do footwork drills, and then I'll shadow box underwater. It's a mixture of things, man. Like that's pretty much my thing. Herman has us run this bridge. I actually like it. So that's something I'm implementing in my workouts from now on. And the sprint work is pretty much like I can do that all day, pretty much.
Let me ask, what was, I guess, the one exercise cardio-wise that stuck out to you that was different from what you did with Calvin Ford over there in the D.C., Maryland area, and then getting to Miami with Herman? Is there any difference in terms of something cardio that you're doing now that you feel has worked out better, or is there no difference and it's just,
I would say
I'm just looking specific cardio questions and answers.
I would say maybe with Coach with Herman and Yuka, because Yuka's the strength and conditioning coach that stays at the gym. We would do footwork with the actual sprint. So like my last day of running for this past one, we had to do all right, so the big guys had to do footwork, right? The little guys, piano, Jamie.
But be specific. So by footwork, are you saying like an agility ladder?
You ever seen like Lomachenko agility ladder with cone? We had to do like that. So that's basically like basketball, football stuff, right? Like footwork inside the ladders, cones, cutting basically. And then when the little guys get back from their 4 lap around the track, we take off, but we're doing 50 yards around. So we just cut it in half. Boom, a sprint.
So we 50 come back, and then walking, or you cutting it? So is it like?
No, we running.
Okay. But you're only doing 50 yards. So then you walk the rest, or do you cut the track?
No, we ain't walking. We running. Oh no. Okay. So look, as soon as the little guys get back, right? Boom, they're going to footwork. We're sprinting all the way up 50 yards, dash over, come back down, around. So basically like a square.
Oh, but it's always a sprint.
Yeah, it's always a sprint. We always racing.
Okay.
So it's like, it was cool. It was a nice little jaunt because we did the whole 100 right away. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They would have been doing footwork for mad long. You know what I'm saying? By the time we got to like 5, So we did 8 rounds of that.
Now, you being from Connecticut and up here in the East Coast, do you think that your training camps are more pleasurable down in the heat? And has that helped out in any way, in your opinion?
That's a good question. I don't know, because honestly,
I'm going to tell you from my own personal thing, right? So, like, I live here in the East Coast, but I'm trying to buy in Florida, and I'm hoping, like, the new year I'm there. And that's what I tell myself, like, I'm going to work out more because it's always warmer out there versus the fucking 24 inches of snow I got here in Jersey right now. So how's it been for you, that transition, and do you like it more or less? I mean, do you miss your cold winter, ugly snow runs?
I don't like the cold, but I understand, like, when I run in the cold, I think your body gets harder faster. Like it's a weird feeling. Whereas your body in the heat gets sleek. Like you get that shine. You know what I'm saying? But in the cold, your body gets like your muscles, your bones get harder. Like it's hard to explain. Like so, I'm looking forward to going back and jogging in the snow and stuff because that's what I started with. You know, but in the heat. Man, you've been in the gym before, man. Like it get hot down there, man. It's like it's crazy. Like right now, you come down, you good. But in April, May, and all that, it's crazy. I ain't feeling that.
It's like a heat that's like it kind of feels like it's suffocating you a little bit.
Like and the gym don't got windows, so it's like
it got that
like
big door. That big door.
That's it, bro. It don't circulate air though, right? It doesn't circulate air.
I got the big fan though, right? I got the fan blowing the air out, right?
It's blowing hot ass air.
That big fan don't work. Yeah, so we got the other fans, but they all the way on the other side. Basically, they look like they forever away. He's like, yo, this is crazy. But I did hear him say something about getting the fan fixers. Guys that wear the Abilene it gets on the floor in the ring and it makes it slippery. So I told him, man, I'll pitch in to get a fan in there because it's crazy.
I like running in the cold too, man. It revs up your metabolism.
I hate the cold, man. I
Burn
think
calories.
I don't know. Cold, I just something about good weather and good green scenery makes me do more miles, man.
Well, I can do. See, this is a funny thing. I'm going to run. When I jog, I'm going to jog how I jog. So it don't even matter. Like now I realize like it don't matter if it's hot or cold, especially if I'm jogging with people that's faster than me. Like as soon as I see them in front, I just like, yo, man, they beating me. You know, like now I just say, you know, I'm gonna get back to my running and I'm gonna run for me. Like
that's right.
That's what it's about. I'm not running the like we sprint. Yeah, I compete with all of them in sprint, but when we jogging, I'm just jogging for me to get the weight down. That's it. I'm shooting for 245, but if I say 239, 240, I get 245 easy.
How tall are you exactly?
6'5" and some change, like 6'5" and a quarter maybe. Only that.
And you don't do specific diet, or you do specific diet during those 8 weeks?
Well, we do got like a meal service that brings us food, but I gotta tailor it for me now. You know what I mean? All this stuff I'm learning, like, all right, I see that, you know, if they give us maybe like a chicken, 2 chickens and a beef or something, I'm cutting out the beef, you know, like it's certain things I'm just gonna cut out and add on to my meals, like vegetables and more stuff like that. Cause they feed us good, but they feed me, remember they feeding Payano too. Payano's 118.
Yeah.
So it's like, I need way more calories than that, so I might have to add on.
I was just about to go into that. Do you try to keep a specific calorie count, or you're not counting calories during camp?
Well, they come with the calorie count, you know, and I got like a journal that I'll write down and I'll show like the guy I lift weights with, you know, with the day list.
Does he want you to remain under a certain amount of calories per day or no?
Not under. He wants me to get like 3,000.
Oh,
we train and remember if I go
you
at
working
9,
hard.
Yeah, if I go at 9, boom, that's 9 to 10, and then I'm coming back with Herman at 11 to whatever. Then in the afternoon, maybe we might have to do like the agility or run, you know.
Wow, so 3,000 to get down, or 3,000 to maintain the 245?
To get down to 245, I'm gonna need at least like 3,000, yeah. Because I'm
He's a big dude. I mean, he burns off a bunch of calories. I bet.
No. Listen, I'm comparing it to me. You know, I was lighter than you, but I was doing 2,500 calories a day to maintain 227.
Okay.
But also his muscle mass index is probably huge.
So was you lifting and was you
just boxing training? But we did start doing squats, so I got excited when you said squat. I was like, damn. What did that? Because the owner of the gym is a strength and conditioner for a few other pros, so he had started giving me a squat routine. So when I heard you bring that up, I also got excited.
Yeah. I mean, 2,500 is good too, but it depends how many times you're working out. Remember in Florida, man, you.
Yeah, no, I wasn't like you. I wasn't like I could only do 2 hours a day. And everything was in the gym, man. So I want to leave this state. I want to be able to run outside. It's freezing out.
Is is it hard for you to get to the 3,000? Like, it's hard for me to eat calories past a certain point.
Yeah, it's hard in the sense that, all right, man, if Herman kills us, I'll be honest, Herman kills me from 11 to 1. Like, I eat my food cold. Like, that's how.
Yeah.
Nah, that's how, for real. I've been
feel
eating
you
my
on
food
that.
cold because they give it to us. I put it in the freezer. I already know that, all right, at 11, I got Herman. I'll take it out and I let it sit out. So whatever it is, when I'm done training, that's how I'm gonna eat it.
Damn.
If I don't eat it, then I'm not gonna eat. I'm gonna go right to sleep, and then I'm gonna get up. So all that stuff I'm learning. Like I learned, I gotta drink water. I gotta drink like a gallon and a half of water every day because if I don't, I'm gonna get headaches. Like you get them headaches. Everybody's been getting them, but we get those headaches, and next thing you know, oh, I can't train today. Like I'm not feeling good, or you know what I mean? Like
no, I know exactly what you mean.
Like so, I'm learning all that stuff. Like I'll wake up hot and all that. So that's dehydration because we're sweating so much in the gym.
When you training, do you ever go without the clock on? Do you do that type of doghouse type sparring, or is it always 8, 10, 12 round sparring?
Some days it'd be like 10. Some days it'd be depends though. Some days we might do like 6 rounds, like sparring, and then the rest of it combat sparring, and that's that's drills and bunch of drills, man. Drills. So it's like, not
what type
really.
of drills? What type of drills?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Do like.
Can you be specific with the drill, but in terms of like, give us one drill that you guys work on that you actually used in the fight, and it was like, oh wow, that shit really worked.
Okay, I got one for you. When Jason Bergman was in the corner, we worked on me and the grown. We did like so. Basically, you go on. One guy's in the corner for 2 sets, and he may throw a 1, 2, 3, a 1, 2 hook to the body, a right hook. You get what I'm saying? Something like that. Like my bad. Take that back. Jab, right to the body, left to the body, left to the head, straight right. The defensive person obviously has to defend it because we're throwing the punches to the face, but we're not throwing them like to try to kill him. But you still gotta defend it. And that's something I did do against Bergman when he was in the corner that first time I knocked him down. And I thought to myself, like, damn, we been working on that all week, man. Like,
what was that a combo again?
That was a jab, like, flash a jab in the face and right to the body, left to the body. So you go on both sides, left to the head.
So wait, but right to the body with a back right hook, because you're orthodox, right?
Yeah, so basically yeah.
Back right hook, then a left hook to the other side of the body.
Yeah,
and
left up top.
Oh, and then a left up top?
Yeah.
Damn, so a 4-punch combination.
Yeah, you work on that, and then you finish in with the right hand, right?
5
right
punches.
hand.
Holy shit.
Okay. Yeah, so you just work on those things because he wants you to get used to seeing them and defending them. So, and when you go into grown, he's so calm with his punches, man. It's like weird. Like he's so relaxed. Same with Lewis. They so relaxed that they're throwing them, but they're not like So I'm getting used to that. Like just place them there. Like Bergman said to my manager at the end, he got to work on his power. He's not that strong, but it's where he places them. And I was thinking to myself, like, man, okay, I got you. I can get stronger. Like it's all good,
Did you switch or is your manager Luis Ortiz's manager now, Juan?
No, I'm not with Javier and Jason. Okay. I mean Javier and Jay.
Yeah.
No, but they cool, man. Like I give them they real cool as far as like everybody in the gym, helping each other,
Yeah.
Like they cool.
That's what's up, man. You sound happy over there. You sound like you're getting everything you need.
It's hard. I mean, it's hard, man. I'll be honest. Like it's hard. Man.
You mean hard because you away from home? You homesick?
Nah, training. I don't care about being hard.
Oh, the training is hard.
Training. Yeah, this is an environment, man. Like Miami, I didn't realize. Not saying it wouldn't matter, but I didn't realize it was so like Spanish, like dominant.
Yeah.
Like so like, I only go in stores I know.
Yeah.
Like I only go in Walmart, Foot Locker, stuff like that. Like You know,
Damn,
I
you
didn't
need a
realize
friend
that
out
it's
there,
so.
man.
Like,
You ain't got no girl?
yeah, but she
in Connecticut?
she in Connecticut.
Ah, yeah, you need a friend out
Yeah.
there. Shit.
Yeah,
No, and I don't mean a girlfriend. I mean a friend to introduce you to stuff out there. Yeah,
yeah, I got Carlos in the gym and stuff like that, my boy. But for the most part, it was pretty much. I don't know. I just pretty much just stayed in the gym, man.
What was your total amateur fights? How many total amateur fights?
27.
So that's where they get that. You said you keep bringing up the fact that they're so much more patient or relaxed. You think it's because Negron and Ortiz, they just have like over 100 amateur fights, man. They deep in the amateurs, man.
Yeah, they super amateur. The pedigree is crazy. Yeah. So I mean, I'm learning. Like I say, I'm getting experience from the number one Puerto Rican heavyweight and the number one Cuban heavyweight. You know what I mean? I'm getting those type of experiences, and I can't ask for like more.
Let me ask you: do you guys ever talk about or cross that little? What is that? That's got to be like 14 miles for y'all. Like, is the Herman Caicedo gym ever gonna go get some smoke with the Pedro Diaz gym? You got Hergovich over there. What other heavyweight? They got like 2 heavyweights over there, right? Don't they got 2 heavyweights in Hialeah? Because that's real close to you.
Nah, right? I think they. I don't know. I know they just got. I know they got Hergovich.
Yeah. And y'all got the heavyweight factory up there on the Tampa side too, right? The heavyweight factory.
Yeah, but I don't think that's there anymore.
What?
Yeah, I don't think that's there anymore because Trevor Bryan was training in when he was coming down. He was coming down from Del Rey, I think.
But what
Del Rey boxing.
So what happened to Stacey McKinley gym?
He was still with Stacey McKinley, but they was coming down like I saw them. It looked like he was training at Jason Rosario's gym, wherever that is.
Jason Rosario.
So Rosario, the one at
Jason,
Fort Charlo.
The Dominican. Oh, yeah. But isn't that 5th Street in Miami?
No, they're not that close. They 5th Street near us. Closer to us. So I know Christian Thunder's at 5th Street. I mean, it's some heavyweights there, man. So I don't know what the deal is with the fella. I know him and the grown sparred, and there was some situations there. I'm not sure what happened.
What you mean some situation?
Philip wears.
Wait, Cassius. What do you mean?
I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you where I think it was like. So Jonathan Rice and them was just at Philip Horgovich's camp for this past fight. Yeah, and they was just saying how he wears 16 ounces to spar.
Who? Hergovich?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like I'm not sure where like I'm just not sure like what the deal is with all that. I met him one time. We were jogging. We were jogging at the same time, and he ran past me. So we kind of like got the eye contact. Like he knew I was heavyweight. I knew he was a heavyweight.
So hold on. So are you like? Are people taking offense to that? Like you never spar nobody in 16 ounces on the East? Because I see that a lot up here, especially heavyweights.
I have when I first started.
Okay.
But I don't think it's not. We both people can use them.
Yeah.
I don't think it's no problem. But I also think it's like, I don't know. It's like a universal, silent universal type thing. You know what I mean? Like you got a fight coming up, and I got a fight coming up. But at the same time, they were paying Jonathan Rice and them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you wear what they want.
Yeah, basically. Basically. But I don't know. I know when I start my camps, it will be different. Like when I start bringing in sparring partners and stuff like that. If I wear 16 ounces, I'll never get tired. I'll be real. Like if I wear 16, I don't gotta think so much.
Yeah.
The 18s and 20s, they make me think a little bit. Like don't joints get heavy, dog.
Not everybody got 20s. I'm gonna be real, man. I've been to a lot of camps, and if you a champ, you got to provide those 20 ounces for the sparring partners that you bringing in, and even in the gyms that I've sparred, like not very many heavyweights got 20s, man. Like bigger names. I remember Doomy spar the China
Zhili Zhang.
Yeah, he had some big goofy ass Everlast.
Yeah,
Them shits
they look
was
like
huge.
lunch boxes.
They probably
they 20s.
They probably was them weighted gloves because they look just like the ones Marcus Brown had on his IG video the other day and shit. Talking about
he wasn't sparring me with weighted gloves. What is this, Glovegate Part 2 over here?
Yo, them gloves looked big as hell. Right, it was like pillows.
They were big though. They were big.
They were black or red?
Black.
They were black.
Black.
Oh, yeah, the black ones. I don't know.
They big, man. It was big. But every now and then, like, if you not a named heavy, like you Cassius Chaney, you fought on television, but I've seen like 6-0s, 10-0s, and even like my man from upstate New York. Not everybody got 20s in the gym bag. They might have some 16s and a fight pair, but not 20s.
Yeah. You gotta want to get the 20s. You know what I mean? But Everlast got 20s. Like they've given me a bunch of 20s. I don't like wearing them because it don't matter to me from 18 to 20s, man. Them joints feel the same when my hands start getting wet and all that. But I will say 16s, man, I'll be flying with them joints all day.
What Everlast 20s you got? I got the Mexican Canelo ones, the MX ones. What you got?
Yeah, those.
Oh, you got the one? Oh, okay, dope.
Yeah.
All right.
I got
that's the same ones I
have.
Yo, now I need to know what you doing. That they feel so heavy. Like, what kind of drills they got you doing with them things? Like, how many rounds you hit the bag?
Like when Herman say stop, some days we be on the bag for like 14 rounds one day. I remember, and it's like drills for real. Whistle, blow the bag.
I've been there. Yeah, he tells you guys to do certain things, and then I've seen Negron and Ortiz on 2 separate bags while Herman's giving instructions with the time.
Yeah, that's just tough. I must admit, that's really tough. And then you go back. Then you go on a speed bag for a whole 10 minutes, and then he might say, hey, go back in the ring and shadow box for another 10 minutes, and then you be done. But, yeah.
And you think about it, the 16-ounce gloves, with the sweat, the hand wraps, you're adding more ounces, so it's like your 16s could probably turn into 18s, easily just by sweat.
I never even thought about the sweat.
I got heavy hands, so I know that. I've known that since I was in school and college, like, with basketball and stuff, I would have like issues with dribbling and things like that. So it's like I know that's a handicap I gotta push myself through when I'm sparring and just let my hands go more in sparring and things like that. Like in fights, I don't got no thought process. Like really, just like be smart. Just be smart and just do what you do. But in sparring, I gotta push myself there because that's where I think my championship mentality is going to get more enhanced. Like if I show, like, all right, do this in sparring today.
Have you seen what's his name? Big Mike. He's on PBC now. He's 7-0.
Michael Coffey.
Michael Coffey. Y'all ain't getting no work with him. I tried to send him down there because he just moved to Florida.
He came down. I heard, but he went to he worked with Trevor Bryan. Like I get it though because that is a further drive. Coming to us, that's at the peak, So if you driving, I understand. Like, ain't nobody trying to drive.
Yeah, I think he coming from either like the Tampa or Orlando area, maybe.
He said it was like they said, oh yeah, he drove. They drove down for like three or 4 hours or something.
Damn,
but look, I respect it. I respect it. But for 2-3 years, when I first started, I was driving an hour and 10-15 minutes one way. There and back from Connecticut to Rhode Island. So it's like I ain't really trying to do that no more. Like I did that for 3 years. I don't care what nobody say, man. I was toughening it out.
That's what's up. Hey man, that's part of the trenches, man. That's part of the trenches. So how many more developmental fights you think you need? I guess that's the wrong question,
if I'm able to get this little step up fight with Bogdan and really do well, put some stuff together on him, and or whoever really after, going into this. Yeah, I think once I get on TV, it's gonna be hard to not put me on there again. I think I do have like a fan friendly style and appearance, so.
When you
I
say
just think
on
like
TV, you mean like what? Main event, co-main event? Because you've been on TV before. I've watched it.
yeah, more like consistently though, like like the Zone or like ESPN or that type of thing. You know what I mean? Like I just seen Michael Coffey, man. He been on TV 2-3 times already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like I was on there on the ESPN thing, but that was because I was on that undercard ESPN Plus situation.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm able to get on there, man, and just do well, it'd be cool because there's some nice fights out there for me, man. Like I just seen Huey Fury fight Watt, and I'm like, man, like, that'd be a cool little build-up fight for me. They would have to settle that.
So wait, because I love asking these type of. So you watching someone fight and you like, man, I could beat him, but then boxing always tells us phrases like, just because fighter A fought fighter B don't mean C could beat him. So how's that work?
Yeah. It just works because like I sparred Huey when I was just out there sparring, like it's a different thing. One thing about like I saw with Klitschko, Reed never met him or anything, like how he used to bring sparring partners in to learn from him. And when guys have brought me around him, that's all I was doing is just trying to like pick up things that they do or how they train and what bothers them, things like that, So it's just all learning for me. And I spent a lot of time around Huey. Like I know how his dad works him. I know how his dad trains him, and I know what worked for him and what didn't. So it's like he has gotten better. Watching the Watt fight, he has gotten a little better, but my style ain't good for him. My poise, like my relaxation is not good for him. And I think that would make a
fight to make though.
Fight. I know, but if I'm fighting on the Zone, man, the Zone can make it.
I mean, but he's gonna say no to that fight unless because you're behind him. In his eyes, he's had eliminators with Pulev and Bulgaria.
Yeah.
He just wants that title shot, man. But I don't know, he's not killer enough for me to get a title shot in this heavyweight division. You got to be a killer. He's more of a finesser and wants to, jab you a lot.
But if he go and whoop if he takes it and then whoops on me, which he won't. But if he whoops on me, then he can say, man, I beat a American. He hasn't fought any Americans yet, I don't think.
It'll definitely be a name for him, but I know he gonna looking at it like, is it gonna guarantee me a title shot? Because if not, why I'm gonna take this guy on?
Yeah,
because he gains, you gain more than he gains from you. Like you gonna get a name off of him if you sleep him. The world knows Cassius Chaney, right?
Yeah.
You muted, Francis, just in case. But I'm going to go ahead and say those are all my questions, man. I want to thank you, obviously, for coming on, talking some boxing, man. We look forward to getting you back, man. Just hit us up once you know that your fight's official so we can go ahead and announce it to the world. I think Bagdon Dino is a great common opponent. Big Baby might have set an unfair standard because we don't know how hot he was at the time. But then you got the Pulev fight, you know what I mean? So you got to fall somewhere in between or above there, you know what I mean? Definitely not below. Definitely not below. You got to do better than them guys, man. But Cassius, I want to thank you again. If you can, please give out your social media for anybody who isn't following you can do so.
There's Cassius Chaney on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And Wilder's a 13. That's why they don't got 14s. He a size 13. Remember we were talking about the shoe?
True. He got it specially made from Everlast.
Yeah, he got 13 because they said they don't make the 14 size mold. They don't got that. So
I'm a 13. I guess they don't make 13s in all because I got the Everlast that Crawford got the black and gold. I got the red and gray.
I like those too, man. They're real good.
With the Michelin tire bottoms.
Man.
Tell Everlast to send you those, man. Those with the Michelin tire soles are amazing.
But what size are you, Cassius?
I'm a 14.
Yeah, he a 14.
They sent me 13, but they
too tight.
Yeah, they too tight. Yeah.
Tight.
Damn, so they don't do custom for you. Nah, you gotta knock some hairs off, man. You gotta knock some hairs off. They gonna come custom make them feet.
I mean, I know, man. I've been asking, man. I'm staying on them. So
let's go, champ. You feel me?
That's it. Yeah.
Well, Cassius, man, thank you again, brother.
Yo.
You got something for him?
Yeah, just wanted to say, yo, thank you coming through, man, dropping some gem and some knowledge on us, you know what I'm saying, allowing us to, look into boxing a little bit deeper for those who, might be considering, you know what I'm saying, taking it up either as a hobby or as a profession. So thank you very much, and good luck on your journey. Don't be afraid to call some people out. We're over here rooting for you, you know what I'm saying, and we'll definitely do what we can to support you. So thanks, brother. This is from Toronto, Canada. Yeah.
Thank you. And to your music question, I mix it up, but usually before my fight, I just watch like old fights and stuff when I'm just chilling. I'll watch like I watched the whole Joshua thing before, and then I'll watch some old fights, and then I'll go, and then I get ready for my fight. I don't really listen to too much music before my fight.
Did you think Joshua looked good in that Pulev fight?
Yeah, I mean, he won. He did what he had to do. I mean, I think that Pulev is just a tough guy to. He's not easy to look good against. Mm-hmm. Like, he's not easy. His style and his smarts in the ring is almost like a Huey Fury, right? He's just different in style and toughness, But Pulev, man, he tough. He a tough dude, And Joshua did what he had to do for the time in which he was in the ring,
All right. Well, Cassius, man, thank you again, brother, and we can't wait to get you back on. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Cassius Chaney, undefeated heavyweight, 22-0.
They gonna have to send their best fighter for the champ.
14 KOs. Let's go ahead and open up these phone lines. We kept y'all waiting long enough.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/The Voice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Hold up. Before you go to public service announcement. You know what I'm saying? Thank you to everybody out there that's watching and listening from wherever you are around the world. There's over 300 of us plus. We rocking on right now. We talking Canelo versus Callum Smith. Where's the hype? Is it a wrong dance partner? I want you right now, you know what I'm saying, to go ahead and smash that thumbs up button if you're enjoying the conversation, enjoying the topic, and go ahead and smash the subscribe button, you know what I'm saying, so you can continually get this great content that is pumped out over here at TBV. We thank you very much. That's Mario, not here right now. That's Alex, Nestor. We thank you very much, very, very, very much. Go ahead. Border Wars 10 is definitely on the way. You know what I'm saying? March 13th, throw up the X's for Border Wars 10. We still looking for heavyweights. We still looking for cruiserweights, 190 pounds, 168 pounders, 160, 154. Get in the ring and swing. You already know what it is. Let's get to these callers. Yeah.
Hadouken! And if you plan on watching Canelo and you don't have Dazn, don't forget that you can use our link in the description below. And get Dazn, any country, any territory that you're in. We rocking out. We want to make sure you get to see the pound for pound king. So sign on up. Let's go on out to the callers. But real quick, guys, anything you learned from that interview for Border Wars, man? I don't know. I asked a lot of questions that I felt could have helped a guy like Francis that needs to start getting the cardio ready for getting in the ring and swinging. Help the guy, like Morocco Joe, who's going to be hitting on the gut of a big 344-pound Smoke 'em Out Jay that's very similar to Chauncey Wheeler. So, I don't know. I was hoping that maybe you guys got something from that, or
Yeah, I definitely got a few things. I mean, first of all, I think that it's always interesting to find people that do things that I do. I had cut the deadlifts and the squat, or really I cut the squats mostly, from doing like heavy, you know what I'm saying? And so like, it's just reassuring to know that there are pros out there that have the same kind of idea or concept or training routine that you implement or that I implement or whatever, and then hearing the way that they supplement certain workouts you know, and the way they stack them and stuff. That was very, very interesting, very helpful. The water thing, you know, I don't think I ever realized that I do get headaches like that. Like, I've always paid attention to my muscles because I played baseball growing up, and we would play 3-4 games, and we would get super bad cramps. We'd have to chug pickle juice. It was disgusting. Hated it, bro. I hate pickles. And so, yeah, it's just interesting, like certain things that just kind of caught my attention, and you know, it's cool.
And I gave you insight into his, you know, to his regiment. And you know, look, I like the fact that he works on his balance. For bigger guys, that's a big deal for me. If, you know, Ness especially will tell you, you know, we worked on the speed ladder. You know, he'd be hopping on one foot, standing on one foot, and all that, and it really helps with the balance. And the big guys, you know, they need more of that. I mean, I think one of the ones that has the most balance in the game is Tyson Fury. I got to give it to him, you know, because, you know, his boxing and his maneuver just, you know, tell the tale. He's very well balanced in the ring. And as far as the 20-ounce gloves, you know what I ended up doing with those? I ended up just I shadow box with them, you know. I've taken them into the ring to sparring and all that stuff, but they are a little heavier and a little uncomfortable in trying to get the shots in. You know, your hand is that much bigger, but you know, other than that, yeah, the running in the cold is good. I mean, I like running in the cold. You know, you don't get overheated, and it works your lungs in a different way. And yeah, man.
Yeah, that's the best part of it for me is you know, being somebody that lives in the cold, and if you've never experienced it, like Keem the Dream, who's never seen snow, or you know what I mean, you don't know what it's like to run or work out in it. It's kind of, you know, opens your lungs a little bit. The air is a little bit crisper, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit fresher because, you know, the cool air going into your lungs, it makes it a little bit easier to breathe. And I guess the layers also helps with a little bit of weight while you're running as well. You know what I mean? You might have to run in boots depending on whether or not there's slush on the ground, or is it just like, you know, just a dry, cold day. So all those things are big factors, and he came through dropping some gems, man. Shout out to Cassius Chaney.
And Canelo versus Callum Smith is tomorrow. Getting excited for the odds. You know, TBV has beating the odds with TBV on Friday, so we'll be coming through with some official, you know, placed bets, you know, where we all help each other out, you know, kind of a think tank sort of thing, and we, you know, try to make ourselves just a little bit more, you know, not richer, I guess, but with a little more Skrilla in our pockets if we decide to take these risks in betting.
Let's head on out to the callers. We got, who we going to first? Put you to sleep. We going to Adrian, Wisconsin. What up?
Hey, what's up, y'all? So I got a question for you, Ness, and the panel. So with this Canelo thing, kind of following what you're talking about, I haven't even ordered Dazn for this fight to show it at the bar, just because of the simple fact that where I live, I just don't see a whole lot of buzz. I don't see a whole lot of promotion around it. Where I live, man, it's more. There's a lot of Hispanic people, so I'm like, even though I know financially what is it a month for the subscription to show it, but it's like I would have to drop that subscription right now. I would have to drop that advertisement right now. And to be honest, there's been no buzz around this, so I'm like, man, if I even drop this, who's coming to watch it? So it's kind of interesting that the face of boxing, this whole promotion seems a little bit quiet for what I think is like a pretty big fight. And then, you know, Border Wars 10, getting ready. Super excited for that. You just have to let me know when that show is tomorrow, Ness, and I'll show up to be on it. But otherwise, man, that's my call. That's all I got.
All right. Yeah, man, that's what it is. There's a lack of buzz for this fight, and I'm attributing it to the 4 weeks promotion, man. 4 weeks promotion is just not enough time to get that message out there, but we shall see.
Hey, whole nother time zone. Jumped up for back with our mind on.
Can't play when you here, get your life stole. If you bring it here, then the price grow. Folks jabbing and punching the line long. I drop a pigeon, let 9 go. We slap with the fake glass and white go. This only happens in Ohio.
Yo, what's up, gentlemen? How it sound? I'm good.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
You all right?
Yeah, I think there's a couple reasons why the buzz is kind of dwindling. It could be the fact that, Callum Smith is not a big name in America. He hasn't built the buzz for himself here, so it's the opponent. Like Ness said, the 4-week build-up isn't, long enough. They haven't invested enough money into the build-up to give it a big buzz. And just the fact that I even think going forward, Canelo doesn't have, Ness, you touched on it yesterday, a nemesis anymore. He doesn't have a built-up rival no more. He had one with Floyd, he had one with Triple G, he had one with, Lara. But even, the fights we want to see, like Charlo and Andre and Plant, they haven't really done anything to really build up that nemesis feel, that rivalry feel for casuals to really gravitate towards, like GGG was. Like, GGG had everybody wanting to see that shit. So, even those fights we want to see, I don't think the buzz will even be that big.
Cut it. Brandon just made many enemies with that call. Many people right now that were friends of his are no longer going to be friends because of what he said.
So it's what? It's not appealing because of the dance part?
The fact that he's saying that Charlo and Andre aren't a big enough nemesis only is a nail in the coffin to the earlier argument of when the hell did Canelo duck Charlo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you ain't a nemesis right now in 2020, how the fuck was you a nemesis when he was at 54? But Brandon, that's somebody's caller of the year. Shout out to him. And the reason I say somebody is because, look, I don't have to say he's caller of the year just because he agrees with me. Someone else called him caller of the year. But guess what? He agrees with me. We're going out to in Essex. What's going on?
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Hear ye.
Yo.
What up?
Yo, I got me unmuted. What's good, fellas?
We hear you.
Yo, I bet the Charlo Canelo fight, it needs to happen, but I'm not gonna sit up here and pump fake, man. Like I was driving into work and I hear Ness making the argument. I'm like, damn, yo. Sometimes when you try to get mad at this dude, man, if he give you the facts, you got to get out your feelings, man. It's facts over feelings. So, I mean, the bigger fight, it would be a big fight. That's the thing. If you want to say it would be a big fight, let's beat the drum for it now. Sometimes we pissing in the wind talking about what happened way back when. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about what we want to happen now. So if Canelo beats Smith, then it's up to the Charlos. Matter of fact, why are we talking about, when we've been talking about, let the Charlos talk about it. Let Shields talk about it. Let whoever talk about it. And we got to keep beating that drum for these fights instead of looking and seeing, because sometimes I get pissed off at the analytics, but it's facts over feelings, man. We want to make the fight bigger. The Charlos got to make the fight bigger. They got to talk about it. We got to call.
Cut it, bro. Cut it. They talked about it September 26th, man. That's what they do. When it's time to promote their fight, they use the Big Fish name to get clout. It's, obvious clout chasing 101 strategic. We're going to Dallas.
So you hating?
I'm that guy. What you want to bet on? Bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. You getting that money, right? Easy. Let's bet $1 million easy. And I for the bread. When I him, y'all gonna say he was too weak on my life.
Okay, bow down, bitches. I'm about to handle business. I'ma teach you all a lesson. This'll only take a minute. Got a part and all this passion in my blood. Niggas hating just because. Think about it. Everybody love Bud. J Mac, where you at? All these niggas hating on me. Shit is whack. So official with it, only check stats. Hey, I'm out here trying to get it. Next, I only got a minute. Get ready for the back attack.
Yo, good morning. Can y'all hear me?
We hear you right now. Just keep going.
I want to run my calls back to back. Good morning to you fellas. Shout out to Brandon. The only thing me and Brandon I'm starting to see we agree on is Bud, but it's all good. For as his call, I do agree with the reason why you don't hear that lackluster because nobody knows Callum Smith. Nobody asked Canelo to fight Callum Smith. For as what guys haven't done, for as being two division champions in the weight classes, Canelo for that, and Canelo never fought those guys and went in a different direction from those guys. Even when the guy had the belt, and then he fought Liam Smith, his brother, once Andrade was stripped of the belt. Once Andrade was stripped, he went down and wanted to fight for the WBO. I'm not buying it. Y'all can paint y'all picture, y'all can paint y'all narrative. I'm calling a spade a spade. The reason why there's no nemesis, them dudes have been champions in the weight classes Canelo's been around. Canelo is on record saying he's willing to move down and fight a welterweight, a guy moving up, never fought at 160, but won't fight the guys that been at 154 with him, 160. All this nemesis bullshit, they don't need to be nemesis. Canelo the cash cow. He can sell the fight. He can pick any opponent. Okay, speaking of nemesis, Callum Smith must be a nemesis then, because I'm confused. And one argument you want to say he need a nemesis, but what Callum Smith did to be a nemesis that Charlo and Andrade didn't do, that Callum Smith ugly could do, that the dude that tested for the cocaine Benavidez did. So all this, there ain't no nemesis. That's just ways to give Canelo his passage to continue moving him along the sport, fighting who he want to fight. The European killer. It's funny, Latinos and Floyd, like y'all brought up on the last show, Floyd likes to fight Mexicans, and he was a Mexican killer. Well, Canelo is becoming a European killer. And he ain't gonna fight no top black fighter. We know Canelo struggled with those styles. We know he wants to stay far away from them, but you want to keep painting y'all narratives. Canelo fights and cherry picks what he wants to pick and fight who he wants to fight. He stays away from the tough challenges. Andrade and Charlo did enough in the sport to be nemesis or whatever you want to call it. Two champions and two different weight divisions. If that's not enough, then one of the dudes is a mandatory. So what we talking here? So that's the facts. That's not opinion. That's fact. That's what actually happened. That's my call.
So happy you wasted your 3 calls at once. The truth is, he's on record talking about a welterweight because the welterweight does more pay-per-view numbers than the middleweight you want him to fight. The truth is, Demetrius Andrade is a 2-time champion that I don't know how many people can tell you who he won his belts from. You know? That's the truth. But you don't want to tell that truth. The truth is, you sitting here saying that what has Callum Smith done as if he didn't sign up to a tournament to be exactly what he is. He got in with all the other 168-pounders and rose to the top. But somehow you want to ignore that. But when Ward did it, it was okay. He rose to the top. But not Callum. Callum is no one, even though he is the true super champ, the Ring Magazine champ. I guess that belt only matters when Crawford has it. Or when he's on IG saying that he has it. Come on, guys.
I mean, in my book, he beat Daniel Jacobs and he beat
yeah, that was the other lie about
and
he
Austin
stays
Trout.
away.
And in my book, those are highly touted Black American fighters who I have a lot of respect for.
No, they Latino. They Latino. They Cuban. They Cuban.
No, so and alluding to that, you know how Golden Boy is. For the most part, he's been with Golden Boy. I guess they've always kept those fights in house and all that. But he proved to me a lot when he fought Austin.
That's not true. Austin wasn't in house, and neither was Laura. Those were 2 Al Heyman fighters that got the fight.
I mean, earlier on.
Yeah, I think it's kind of nitpicking a little bit. I mean, they were not technically in-house, but I still think that the same. Listen, okay, but understand what I'm trying to say,
my friend. Let me remind you.
But understand what I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say, Ness, is that at the time, because of the working relationship, it was as easy as most in-house fights to make.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think that Trout got it the hard way fighting on ESPN. You know, that got the attention of HBO. He got the fight with Miguel Cotto on Showtime,
I think the Canelo Trout was on Showtime too, right?
Yeah. Well, he got the Canelo fight. He got the Cotto fight on Showtime. Upset the apple cart. He was supposed to be a tune-up that they brought up from ESPN the way that Golovkin brought up Willie Monroe from ESPN.
Absolutely.
So, Trout upset the apple cart, was undefeated, and had a belt now. Canelo unified as a WBC champion. He unified with Trout and fought the slick black southpaw just to add more, because they said he tried to lie and say he's afraid to fight black fighters. Meanwhile, right after Trout, he fought Floyd, but I guess Floyd is also Dominican now.
Here's the thing, though. I think
lack of knowledge, man. Lack of knowledge. So Floyd wasn't slick, Trout wasn't slick and black, and neither was Daniel Jacobs slick and black. So I guess because he fought those, and all of those, look, Daniel Jacobs has done pay-per-views. He's fought Chavez. He's fought Gennady. Floyd, we already know how big he is. And Trout, we already know how big he is. Guess what Trout is? The biggest name on Charlo's resume. So I just, I don't understand the logic, but I understand that it's the lack of boxing knowledge. That's what it is. It's just the lack of boxing knowledge. You can't say that, so now all of a sudden Charlo, who, let's be real, is more technical in terms of, his style. He wouldn't be considered the slick black fighter. You know what I mean? But all of a sudden he is. All of a sudden he is. All of a sudden in this equation, he's become the slick black fighter that Canelo's been avoiding his whole career. Hilarious.
I just think that it would have been harder if there was no working relationship with Richard Schaefer and Al Heyman. Also, you got to think that there was probably a well laid out plan for PBC by then. I mean, Richard Schaefer and Al Heyman they were planning on taking Golden Boy from De La Hoya. I mean, Richard Schaefer went to the hospital reportedly to get him to sign it over. So I think that if you look at that time frame, it's probably just a little easier to make that fight. But it doesn't disregard the fact that he fought him and did not have to. He could have stayed away. He could have gotten cherry after cherry. And the truth is, he fought Austin Trout when nobody, including his promoter, wanted him to. Listen, I covered that fight. I remember seeing Richard Schaefer walk up to, I think it was Dan Rayfeld. It was Dan and a couple other writers, and saying, well, he got what he asked for. Let's see what, and it was like one of those things like, well, he screwed up here. They got this fight. Now he's going to lose. Like it almost felt like that. I'm not saying that was what Richard's intent was. It just kind of felt like, you know what I'm saying? So it was crazy.
Hey, let me get to some of these super chats. We got
let me get to this counter punch first. Go ahead,
counter punch.
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm saying, I love my brother J Mac, but I'm feeling like Kane. I gotta murder Abel. The fact that you said Callum Smith isn't a nemesis, that's the whole point of this show. Why is there no buzz? So you're agreeing with us that he isn't a nemesis. That's why there's zero buzz for this. You're proving my first point with that one. And for all the people who keep saying Charlo's been chasing Canelo since 154, how many years has that been? It's been, 6, 7 years? Probably even more, right? It's been a while. So you mean to tell me fights like Bud and Spence, who haven't been built up in that amount of time, fights like Heavyweight Undisputed, who haven't been built up over that time, fights like Plant versus Benavidez, who haven't...
Cut it. Damn, champ. I gave him extra seconds so he could get to his fucking point, but I get it. I just ain't want to have to finish it for you. All he's telling you is other fights that people want more, that we want more than this absurd notion of Andrade and Charlo fighting Canelo being this big fight that he's avoiding. That's what he's showing you. He's showing you how the world, even with Benavidez being stripped, still wants Caleb Plant to fight Benavidez. How the world, even with everything Earl is doing, they still want him to fight Crawford.
So they wanted Canelo to go to the Charlo route when he was supposed to fight Triple G. I mean, what does he do?
No, that's what I'm saying. He was supposed to fight Charlo and not fight Triple G, so they could say he ducked Charlo. I mean, he ducked
But now
Triple
he'll be
G.
ducking Triple G.
No.
Yeah.
No, he unified.
Yo, there wasn't one
he
person in
unified
the world.
160. He unified 160, but somehow he ducked somebody at 160.
Listen, there wasn't one person in the world that had either Charlo ahead of Lara or Trout at 154. There wasn't one person in the world that wasn't excited for the Triple G fights. I don't give a shit what you say. And there wasn't one person in the world that would have expected Canelo to take Cotto, to not take the Cotto fight. And these are all fights that they work towards. You understand? Built up.
What was it? 4 belts on the line or just 3? Was it the IBF, WBA, WBC, and
Yes.
the ring when he beat Gennady? How many belts was on the line? How many belts did Gennady have? Because all of a sudden, Charlo was the nemesis. Meanwhile, Gennady was the one with all the belts. And he
Yeah, I mean, we had the
and he-
WBC,
and he was the
WBA,
one-
and IBF, and IBO.
And he was the one that beat Jacobs. Who, I mean, I'm just so lost as to like what is going on here. I guess
I mean, the fight that everybody wanted was Jacobs and Charlo, and Triple G ended up beating him.
No, he was ducking Charlo right after Charlo beat up Highland. That's the one that made Canelo tuck his tail and run.
And I'm not saying,
or was it Brandon Adams? And this is what I'm saying. Why do we only know how to toot our mouth up to say who's Canelo fighting next? What about who these guys have fought last? What about these guys? You know, Dervinchenko, Korobov, Brandon Adams, Dennis Hogan, Highland. What about those names? What about Akinwande, Luke Keeler? And I can't remember anything else. You know, I got to
Hey,
go.
Luke just fought Andre.
That's what I'm saying. Those are I'm giving you Andre's resume. That's what I'm saying. Those are both of their resume. Like, these guys, you're asking Canelo to fight someone. Won't you have a fair standard? Tell those guys to fight someone.
No, and that's what sucks about this conversation is that you end up having to try to rip someone, or not rip someone down, but like you end up having to disparage somebody else to make your point when, you know, I know you hold the Derevchenko fight for Charlo, you know, highly. Like, I know you know that's a good win. I know you understand what Derevchenko represents. But at the same time, if we want to make an argument about all this, then he's the guy that lost to Triple G, who Canelo fought twice. Like, you know what I mean? Again, what are we talking about? So, and it sucks because I don't want to make that argument. Like, I'm a fan of Charlo. I like
then you can also make the argument that Canelo fought GGG twice and he lost to some people. Like, some people can make that argument. I'm not one that personally believe that, but that could be an argument of some, right?
Oh, so, definitely. Some people think that Lara won, but the point is he's been in the ring with these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Like, with the erratic scorecards.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. How that's not an argument, right? An argument is Wilder Fury and the Glove Gate, the millions of views that have been attributed to countless articles and videos that have been made to talk about that. Where is that same energy? Where's the articles? Where is the fandom? Where are the podcasts, the videos for this blatant double robbery that Triple G suffered? It's not there because it's not true. You know,
well,
again, I always resort to Paul Williams and Islandri Lara. When something is that blatant in boxing, the judges are suspended indefinitely, which means they're fired forever. They can't ever judge another fight because that robbery was that obvious. I guess Gennady both times wasn't. No judges were suspended. No scorecards, you know, were so egregious that the guy is never working again, or the woman. So let's just chill, man. We have history to resort to. When there is a robbery, boxing is gonna do something. When Mauricio, who gets all the shit in the world, seen what was wrong, he had them use instant replay in the UK for the Charlie Edwards and what was it, Juan Martinez or some shit like that fight? Help me out. You don't remember?
Yeah, of course.
Right,
no,
so,
I remember very well. I think that
when something is that blatant, people stand up and talk. But all of a sudden,
though too, when it comes down to seeing the same things play out over and over, people just don't want to even. I mean, like, everybody expects the guy that makes all the money to win or to get the benefit of the doubt on the scorecards, right? But ultimately, those fights were very close. They were competitive and they were fought competitive. So, even if you want to make that argument, which I understand completely, I don't think that it's a fair argument because not that it's not fair, it's that it just doesn't win the debate because he still went in the ring with those guys. There's still plenty of people that thought that Canelo beat Laura and Triple G twice. So, it's a matter of argument? It's not a fact, it's an opinion.
You want to hear an unfair argument? Canelo had tight fights with Laura and Triple G. Charlo had a tight fight with Korobov. Laura was arguably the best 154-pounder at his run. Triple G is behind Bernard Hopkins with the most 160-pound title defenses. Korobov is known for falling apart in fights. So, let's just stop. And we can tear everybody down. It's easy.
And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
That shit is so easy, Y'all
that
don't
shit's
want
so whack.
Y'all don't want to talk real boxing. But anyway.
Real quick, let me get to the super chats now, guys. I don't know if we had this one, but just throwing it in there just for sure. C-Dub says, when Andrade beats Billy Joe Saunders, what will Canelo do then?
Now that
hopefully fight him.
Now that means he done something. You know what I mean? That is a fight. We were supposed to get that fight, and Billy Joe, had the nasal spray.
All right, let's get to the next one. Count Drago says, is Triple G on the juice? Looked more ripped than Prime. Damn, I haven't gotten to look at him. You guys?
Yeah, I didn't. I got to see the.
I can screen share. The Zone has the picture.
Yeah,
he looks normal.
Screen share it.
He looks normal. If anything, he's got the old smile back, man.
Yo, all my boy needed was some little time off, man.
Smiles.
400 amateur fights. That pace, that type of style. He don't look any more
ripped to me than anything else. I mean, maybe someone could send some other weigh-ins, but this looks pretty normal to me for Triple G.
I saw one on Twitter, but I didn't click it or anything. But
when hasn't Triple G looked like this, though? I swear, I can do hashtag
you're
Triple
absolutely
G
right
now and find 100 pictures of him looking this ripped, right? Is he extra? Maybe he's extra lean, maybe. I don't know. I do see a lot of definition, but I don't see anything to cause alarm. The dude's been at this weight all his life, making it, Again, look at this picture here. How is this any different? And this was the day of his last fight. So it's not any different, man. You know what I mean? He looks
Actually,
good. This
man.
was not even his last. Oh yeah, that was the Rose fight. That's not Daniel Jacobs.
Good. Now look, this whole picture definitely has him looking good, man. And for a guy that's worked all his life, man, taking that much punishment, maybe this time off actually, worked for him and regenerated this man. I'm not gonna say anything else than that.
No, you're absolutely right.
Straight across the board.
And not only that, Doomy, but you got a situation where he was supposed to fight in May, right? And then there were reports earlier in the year that he was going to get the September fight with Canelo. So this guy's been preparing, for 2020. And now I could see some downtime, but in a pandemic, what else is he going to do other than stay in great shape?
Is that official that Billy Joe is fighting this guy? I'm shocked that Billy Joe took the fight with Andre knowing that he could get the May fight with Canelo.
Yeah, but there's no clash there in terms of dates.
Why? When's
he's supposed to fight
Andre when?
No, he's not. Well, that's not. He's supposed to fight another fight, but that doesn't mean it's Andre.
No, people are saying that Andre and Billy Joe is official, right? Is that true or is that false?
I have no idea who said that. Okay. All I know is that Andre
they
called him out.
Like it's official.
Yeah, they called him out.
They're calling each other out. Billy Joe said he wanted Andre. That comes down to. So
verbally
they've agreed to it.
So the fight's not even made, and people talking about what's Canelo gonna do.
Oh, you know what you can do? Go to theboxingvoice.com and read Julio Garcia's latest article, and he has a tidbit in there about Andre calling him out and calling Billy Joe a bitch.
Oh man, real quick, my email on the super chat. This is probably relating to the interview we had with Cassius earlier. He says Herman sounds like the devil. Emoji.
I know.
Yo, but honestly, that shit. I mean, it sounded normal, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, for the grit, you know, and people that like kind of like, you know, been in that.
Yo, Terrific is like that. I think it was just normal to me because Terrific, I see him do that to his fighters where he's like, you know, he got a stopwatch and he's like, go, and then, you know, maybe Francis is on the heavy bag and Doomy's on the fucking battle ropes and Mario is on the aqua bag, and, you know, Coach Myers is on the double end, and then it's like switch, and then no, actually, they also got the flipping tire, but it's a machine tire. It's a machine tire, so you don't fuck up your back. It's like the tire's on actual machine.
That's such a great machine too.
And yeah, man, he'll have you switch stations, bro. Your heart rate be about to come out your throat. So, yeah, I don't know. But
yo, I don't know about y'all, but we used to do that a lot for when we used to do basketball training. We used to do circuit training. So you would do wall sits, you do high taps, you know what I'm saying, you do shuffles, like there's different. We used to do it for football too, for soccer we did. So that I love that pace of like changing different workouts and going maybe like a 5-second rest in between and boom, you add it again, or just switch. What do you guys think?
No, I love it.
That's the type of circuit training that gets you prepared for, you know, those fast bursts of speed, man. Because you all know that when you're in the ring, not only your adrenaline and all that other stuff that you're dealing with, but you got to be able to throw in those bursts, man. And getting your heart rate up like that really helps out a lot, man.
You got more super chats here from next up, Boston Jared.
Let me just keep coming them down in line. Boston Jared from earlier says, so now you have to be a quote-unquote nemesis to get a Canelo fight? How does one become a nemesis?
By beating someone worthy.
By having people write articles about how the fight has to happen, by having a huge contingency of fans demanding the fight, a la Mayweather Pacquiao, a la Triple G,
keep it right
Canelo.
now. Keep it right now, current events. The way that the public and the writers are demanding Crawford fight Earl Spence. That's how you become a nemesis. Because the public wants it. Because the network wants it. Not because you and your boys want it. It's more than just you and your boys. It don't work that way. It's because the world wants it. Deontay Wilder was AJ's natural nemesis until Tyson Fury. And remember, Tyson Fury was Wilder's natural nemesis. If you go back to 2016, he came in the ring in the Spielka fight. All the way from the UK, he came. So, you know, you have to do something. Tyson got in the ring on Wilder's fight. Like, you want to be how does one become a nemesis? With your little smug-ass fucking super chat. That's how. The way Shane Mosley fucking became Floyd's nemesis by getting in the ring.
The
way Laura became Canelo's nemesis by snatching the mic. The way Bernard Hopkins took the flag out of Tito Trinidad's hand, threw that shit, and stepped on it. Want to learn boxing, man? Get out of here.
Yeah, and faintly at the very end, Danny, you know, steps in front of Canelo and kind of the push and shoving fest. Those are the sort of things that create that nemesis and that air of excitement. You know what I'm saying?
Hey fellas, lest I remind you guys, don't be hypocrites or be biased. Don't be hypocrites or be biased. I remember because I remember specifically when Terrence Bud Crawford was sitting in the stands at Earl Spence's most recent fight. I remember most specifically, I won't say any names, someone saying it's just good enough that Terrence Crawford is in the building, though he didn't try to jump in the ring to try to make a fight. Now, hold on. We know it's pandemic. We understand that there's rules. But it's Terrence Bud Crawford. So we can't have the standards and the goalposts move. We have to keep it. I just wanted to keep it fair for everybody. So he got to jump in the ring and do all this. But why are we saying EJ shouldn't say nobody cares about Bud Crawford, that he's in the building, when Bud didn't try to make himself known to EJ, like, yeah, I want this fight. I'm going to get in the ring. I'm here for a reason. I'm just saying. I just wanted to put that out there. That's all.
I think that the fact that a top-ranked fighter showed up to a fight of that magnitude, you know, across the street, I guess, for lack of a better term, but like that's big I'm not gonna say big enough because you're right. It would have been dope to see that, but I think that's a statement that's bigger than most. Where the fighter, both fighters in question are, associated with a specific promoter or whatever, and then they kind of set it up that way. You know what I mean? Like those are set up moments when these guys come in the ring. Like the promoters most of the time are very much in favor of that happening. Like they're not like, remember, oh my god, this
Mario,
random
I don't
guy's in the
remember.
ring.
Yeah.
Hey,
Alex,
they don't have
stop
that.
this. I don't remember.
The commission wouldn't allow it. Just like
stop this. I don't
Exactly.
remember. I don't remember whose intro it is, but said that, yo, get out of here. This is the Danny Garcia show. That's because somebody tried to jump in the ring and make a fight with Danny when it was his moment. What you guys talking about?
Yeah, it was a PBC fighter.
Yeah.
It got in the ring. It does
fighter. I mean, Danny, but that's the thing is they're turning up the fire on each other. But I promise you,
it wasn't that. He wasn't a PBC fighter. So
listen, all I know is that Bud buys a ticket to that show. He's not getting in the ring at all. You know what I'm saying? Like they put Bud in the arena. Then they allow him to get to the ring, but
you can't move the goalposts.
Listen, if you think, but I'm not moving the goalposts. I'm simply telling you that those moments are usually staged. Now, what happens between the fighters, of course, I'm not saying that's staged most of the time. I'm just saying they set it up for that to happen like that.
Big Baby moment wasn't staged. Shane Mosley moment wasn't staged.
I'm not saying that they're always staged. I'm saying that the promoters bring these guys.
Staged, so
I'm just saying that the promoters bring these guys to the fight with the expectations that they're going to, get into some sort of verbal assault.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
when you show up to a big event, you got to show up. He got to do what he got to do to make himself known. Yeah, we know you here, Terrence, but you got to do what you got to do and step up and say, yeah, jump in the ring. I need to know what's going on, EJ. I got you in the building. You're a big fight. You're a big show. I'm here.
But the problem with the argument, though,
your seat and talk on your phone and talk to the person. Nah, do like what Shane did. Do like what Tyson. Do what like Sean did. Jump in the ring, man. You got to make some. If you can't get in, make it so that the cameras can't not put the camera on you. Make it so that you pointing and you do whatever you got to do. Shannon Briggs chased Vladimir Klitschko everywhere to make a fight, man.
Still didn't get it though. Poor guy.
But at least he tried.
No, of course. Listen here, but Francis, the only problem I have with this as a debate against Ness's counterpoint is that the reason why Bud is not, I'm not saying that he's immune to that or he shouldn't have to do things like that. All I'm saying is that there are already enough people clamoring for that fight, that inches are being written every day, that social media posts are being done every day. There's no question that we all want that fight. We think it should be next. It's one of the biggest fights in boxing. It's one of the most obvious fights in boxing. And I think that Ness's point about Charlo Canelo is it doesn't measure up to that, where you don't even need to show up to the arena and call people out because you're going to have enough fans calling for that yourself. But I agree that he should, continue to beat that drum.
Let me just a few more super chats that came in, man. Shin C had something to say. He says, why I be acting like Doo and Charlo can't fight each other? Everyone can't keep waiting for Canelo. I don't know emoji, double laugh emoji.
Well, I'll say that the only reason why I don't ask for that fight often is because Charlo's on record saying that after what happened when they were supposed to fight originally in December of 2000, don't remember.
Yeah.
And Andrade went to Rock Nation. Charlo made it very specific he would never fight him.
Yo, the biggest double standard there is, oh no, Charlo and Andre can't fight. They're on separate networks. Oh, Charlo and Canelo could fight. Canelo's a superstar. So one dude can make the fight happen regardless of network. So Charlo would go fight Canelo on Dazn if it's Canelo, but he can't go fight Demetrius on Dazn is what we're saying. And we're okay with that. We're okay with that because we need to destroy Canelo and his public image.
I think the logic is that Charlo's the A side in a fight with Andrade and that he's not the A side in a fight with Canelo. But you're absolutely right. That logic doesn't necessarily hold water.
We had a few more.
Next super chat. Ronald Finkley.
All right. Yeah, we had one from Ronald Finkley. He says, we not dumb. Canelo is ducking. Ducking what? I am ducking these punches, the Matrix style, like he did on Jacobs. JC comes in. He says, "Who asked for Callum, Kovalev, Jacobs?"
Pause. Who asked for Callum? A unification fight. I don't know. Who asked for Anthony? Who asked for Anthony Joshua versus
Callum, not
Whatever.
Calum.
Whatever. Who asked for Kovalev? I don't know. Show me another 160-pounder that moves up to 175 and knocks out any champ. Fuck it, any champ.
I kind of agree with them on Callum, though.
Who asked for Jacobs? Oh, I don't know. Now you asking why he's unifying. You forgot it was for the IBF strap? Who asked for Fieldings? Oh, so now he don't get a credit for moving up from 54 or 60 to fight Fielding for interim, but every other interim champ we give credit to. Shout out Chris Colbert. Shout out Gervonta Davis.
I'll translate that into also, there's no fighter in the world that fights monster after monster. Like everybody, boxing is just like basketball or football or baseball. Like you have a schedule. You know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, okay, I'm sorry, it's not just like that, but at the end of the day, it works out in the same kind of way where you're not going to fight Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, Keith Thurman back to back to back. When that happens, that's a monstrous feat, and you have to give people credit for that. But every once in a while, you get to have your Rocky Fielding after a long and grueling test. But I mean, at the same time, who did ask for Fielding? Not me.
No, man. Who asked for Korobov? Who asked for Derevyanchenko?
Damn.
Who asked for Adams? Brandon Adams. Who asked for Dennis Hogan? Who asked for Patrick Hyland? Like,
Ness, I'm about to throw in the towel, dog.
Stop,
You're killing
man.
it.
This is unfair. It's unfair. I didn't ask for Akinwande or Luke Keeler or Brian Rhodes or Willie Nelson or nobody. I particularly didn't ask for anyone on Andre's resume. Not one fight. Until he makes the Billy Joe fight, that's the fight I asked for. Up current date, not one fight. At least on Canelo's resume, I'm on record. My audio is there. That I didn't become a fan till after he fought Trout. I thought he wasn't going to fight Trout. As soon as Trout upset Cotto the way he did, because he beat the brakes off Cotto, and he was a southpaw black fighter, I said, there's no way Canelo takes that fight. I was a Canelo hater, and he took that fight. And then after that fight, he took the Floyd fight. Man, and then he went on to fight Gennady and Laura.
Flawless victory.
I mean, out of all those guys, it's like Andre, Laura, Trout. Like, you put yourself in a situation where you don't fight one of those, that's going to be the guy they called for. Like, if he never fought Laura, people would be up in arms right now. If he never fought Trout, people would be up in arms right now. The fact is he fought both of them, but it's still not good enough. Why didn't he fight Andre?
Laura was the mandatory to Floyd when Floyd beat Cotto.
Oh,
Laura
man, I forgot about that.
There's articles of Laura calling out Floyd.
Holy
like, people don't
shit,
even
you're
understand because they don't watch boxing, man. They don't know nothing about nothing, man. Laura's been a WBA champ probably the longest out of anybody, man. I mean, whatever, bro. Let me go to.
I mean, he still had some more on the list, but I guess
go to him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm saying JC just to finish his whole entire. I guess you guys touched on all those, and then Shin-C came in and said, "Why ain't nobody talking about Usyk Glovegate?
Nobody even cares about Usyk."
Well, but it's still curious that nobody really picked that story up. Because I didn't see one American writer pick that up.
You know why?
Well, we talk about everything.
No, because it's not in our native language. What writer is gonna take the risk on someone else's caption?
I still don't know what's said or not said for sure. Because that's a risky ass.
It's a
damn,
caption.
I didn't think about that. The caption,
right?
It's a caption
it
video.
Could be some dude. You know what I mean? Like it could be some dude.
Holy cow, that's
hold on.
Let
me
the
add
Prime
some
Minister.
facts to this.
Go ahead,
okay.
go ahead.
I just recently watched in the news some woman who has a record for like fraud somehow found herself at a live press conference for a police department that, they're making a press conference on, let's say, a murder that just happened. She's the lady doing the sign language.
No freaking way.
She didn't know what she was doing.
No, no way.
She
Are you serious?
Bro, she was what? Bro, it's all over the internet. She's like,
oh, I gotta see that.
It's like she's.
Oh shit!
See,
Yo, that's crazy.
Man, that's nuts.
So
bro.
all I'm saying is this lady with a jacket. Unfortunately, they fucking brought up her jacket because it's like the dude. They went to the dude that hired her. Like, how you did that? And he's like, look, man. You know, we needed a
quickie,
a sign language
Whoa.
person.
Who's got the balls to
Look.
do
Earthquake
something
said he
like
saw
that?
it. Earthquake said he saw it. Yo, and she's up there.
I'll give you-
She's up there in front of the whole police department. And she's like, bam, 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 with
Balls
attitude
on
too.
her.
With
No
attitude too.
balls you
Yo,
gotta have.
You
to
gotta
do
see
that,
her
bro.
attitude. You gotta see. She's like,
How old was she?
bam, bam, what up? Yeah, bam, 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 bam. And I'm
How,
like,
how old she look?
so
That's
all
hilarious.
I'm saying, I forgot where I came up with that. What was that? Oh,
You were saying because of the Usyk shit.
because of the Usyk, you can't just jump out there because there's a video that says Usyk said XYZ.
Or
It
because
has-
he said, and the
has
the
Eddie-
video alleges a lot more
Has
than just
Eddie,
the glove.
Has Eddie jumped on it? Look, someone else said they saw it. Mario B. Not Mario
I
A.
seen.
See, I did that.
Somebody
A-side.
got to
Sorry,
certify that video, man.
Yeah, word, because I seen a bunch of people tag Eddie in it, and I haven't seen him say
Nor
any.
that
And listen,
shit.
and I will add this, right? So, never mind. Slipped my mind. It'll come back.
Yo, it'll come back circumventing. El Slugger says, "Don't nobody in boxing want Plant versus Benavidez over Canelo versus Charlo. Charlo have a better resume than anybody at 168, but Smith deserves a shot for over Charlo." Shaking my head.
Charlo has a better resume
than
anybody at 168.
No, not Charlo.
That's
He says,
that's what he said.
yeah, Charlo.
He did say
That's
Charlo.
what he says.
He did Charlo.
Charlo
Yeah, you're
doesn't
right.
even have a fight at 68. And FYI, that means for your information, he's had a fight waiting for him. He had a title shot opportunity since October 2019 to fight for the WBC title with a Mexican that probably would have done as well as Earl and Mikey if they did it in the same location. Maybe not. Obviously, Earl is a bigger star than Charlo. Charlo, they're also different places. One is Dallas, one is Houston. But no doubt in my mind in the fight with Benavidez and Charlo would have been big, but he's yet to do it. And he was offered that shot. The father talked about it. The son talked about it. I talked to all three of them about it. He never did it. But somehow Canelo moves up and it's nothing. What are we talking about? What resume at 68 does he have? What are we saying? That the dudes that he beat at 54, they're so good that the names that Callum Smith beat at 68 are not better than those? I mean, because I'm really lost with this super chat right here, LV.
Now we gone with the win, but we'll go on and say Boxing Patreon says, yes, Nello ducked Charlo to fight the pound for pound knockout king, Triple G. Man, get the F out of here. If Nello had beat Charlo, then people be saying he beat a bum who hasn't beat no one. Laughing emoji.
Yeah, definitely not a bum. Tripping.
No, he said that that's what they would have said.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have said it was a bum. But I get you.
You're a bum. Fuck that. Ain't no fucking bums.
Shit.
All right, Ken Stone comes out and says, shout out to Stefan Shaw. Got the W, baby.
Yes, I seen that, but it was a decision. 8-rounder too, right?
Yeah, Seattle stand up, man. I caught it too late on the NBC.
And he
You
was
know me, I was trying to-
yo, he looked the best he's ever looked. He lost so much weight. He looked so good, but yeah, he got the decision, man. He's gonna be a boxer's boxer.
Got another one that came in from T Bonafide. Says we
Canada,
need to see
stand up. That's Toronto.
Toronto. We need to see Crawford and Spence in 2021.
See, there you
Hell
go.
yeah.
There
That's
you
a
go.
fact.
And
That's a
then-
fact.
And guess what, guys? We're allegedly arguing and debating that we need to see Canelo Charlo, but someone's super chatting to talk about welterweights. It just keeps killing the argument, man. It keeps killing the argument. Ken Stone back.
JC says again, who asked for them? Period. Question mark.
No. You missed Ken Stone's second one. He says Callum deserves the Canelo fight. No one else entered the best of the 168 tournament besides him. That's what boxing needs, is the best fighting the best. Ring bell. And it's true. It's true. Keller Plant could have joined and he didn't. PBC had a route for him. And guess what? Their route worked. Why? Because he got 2 Canelo offers without getting in the tournament. Let's not forget that Callum wasn't Canelo's first choice. It was Caleb. Caleb,
you're right.
Caleb and PBC felt like we ain't doing no pay-per-view on 5 weeks. We want to make more return on our investment. So Canelo was fighting Callum. But we're fickle. We forget that. We're fickle. JC says, again, who asked for them? Boxing asked for them, because boxing says that if you go through a tournament and become number 1, you deserve your shot.
Hadouken! And then Carlitos came up with the super chat. It says, Canelo got AJ problems. When you the top of the food chain, it's hard to please everyone. Hashtag faces of boxing.
You mean Canelo got problem and face of boxing? You know, I don't think AJ has the same problem. I don't really see him as the face of boxing. He's not even the number 1 heavyweight. There was a time where he was perceived to be. At the time that he and Wilder were undefeated. But now they've both suffered losses. AJ problems, you're tripping, man. But I get you, Carlito, you know.
CRB came back, says, where's Lynch Mob asking AJ/Pulev numbers like Wilder?
Again, one person is popular, the other one is not. You're proving my point. People care about what Wilder did because it's the Mayweather effect. They they hate to love you, but they hate to see you, they want to see you do good or bad. One of the two. So there's interest. But with AJ, ain't nobody asking about numbers because don't nobody care about his numbers. People care about Wilder's numbers because they either A, want to glorify it, or B, make fun of it. No one cares about AJ's numbers. And it could be also that we know the zone doesn't give numbers.
Exactly.
Too, So
That's what I was thinking.
No one really makes an outcry because I mean, where is the freaking writer that continuously breaks the zone numbers stories? There isn't anybody. There's only been one numbers story, and that's when Canelo fought Jacobs, and that was from DAZN themselves because they were pleased with the numbers. So it's gonna be difficult to get number stories on DAZN. Hopefully, we get some now that they went to traditional pay-per-view providers. Remember that you don't need DAZN to watch the Canelo fight this weekend. If you got Xfinity like me, just talk into your remote and say you want the pay-per-view, and bada boom, it's there.
Yeah, and I think supposedly you get 5 months.
4
months of DAZN to buy if you buy the pay-per-view on one of the cable providers.
They will send you a code that you got to then punch into the DAZN app and activate your 4 free months. Candy Slim 501, Canelo solid, but duck G until Jacobs fought him. I mean, you see how fickle he is? Because if we go back in time, we get in the Tub Machine or we get in the fucking DeLorean, people were begging for Triple G to fight someone. You understand? This is the problem with boxing. I was one of the... This guy don't call from Chicago no more. He created the name Bum Lufkin until Triple G fought Daniel. So now, Canelo strategically waited for Gennady to do what the world was begging him to do before he fought him. You see the unfair standards that we set? But again, if you didn't live through that era, how would you know? You're reading it somewhere. Your pappy gave you a Ring magazine for your birthday, and you don't know shit about boxing. I get it. I understand. But for people that lived through that, they understood that we wanted Triple G tested. We were tired of him fighting 54-pounders and C-level fighters. We wanted a real name. And Jacobs, in our eyes, was that, especially coming off the knockout of champion then Peter Quillen. 2 undefeated fighters in Brooklyn created the nemesis for Triple G, which he needed to get the attention of Canelo. Man, just fucking, bro, I swear.
Yo, CRB said, nah, Ness. Dan Rayfield tweeted AJ Ruiz too did 200K for the zone.
200K? You tripping, man.
Yo, CRB.
Go back to the docks where you belong.
CRB spelled Rayfield the way that everybody pronounced it. I didn't even realize it was different. I was like, yeah, Dan Rayfield.
Yo, it's funny. I don't remember that, but if you're right, you're right. I'm not gonna argue about numbers.
I don't remember that either, but to be honest with you,
Why?
I probably just assumed they wouldn't have
200
even.
I mean, it's very. I need a link, man. I
And I don't even
can't
understand.
let you
What does that
slide.
mean? 200,000 subscriptions, or they
What?
took,
'Cause
or
that
they had
was-
200,000 new signups, because you don't necessarily have to be a new subscriber to be a sign up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
you can get a code. There's like a bunch of ways you could. I mean,
No,
but
and I
do
already
they all
had
count?
DAZN. Listen, when I watched the
So
first
that's-
Andy fight, I just resubscribed. So both Andy fights
Were free?
Were not free, but they were under my subscription. So I count as one subscription. So again, we
Yeah,
don't even know what he's
exactly.
talking about. His super chat was too vague. And, you know, there's a lot of hate in the air.
I'll look it up real quick.
There's a lot of hate in the air. There's a lot of hate in the air. I can smell it. I can smell it. We're
It's,
going out
it's
to...
perforating in the room.
Oh, that was me.
We
my
got
bad.
another super
No,
chat
it's
from
fine.
Sarcastic Sarcasm.
Even when Canelo fights Charlo and Andrade, no, excuse me. Even when Canelo fights Charlo, Andrade, and beats them, they will say Canelo waited till they were out of prime. It's like the mad wife. Don't argue with her.
You're right, because they all the same age, but they're gonna say that anyway. Somehow Canelo's prime is gonna be longer than the rest of these boys. We got another super chat from Ken Stone.
Jim Lampley needs to call this Canelo fight. Damn, Jim.
Yo, so according
Jim.
to
That's Hyro.
so according to this is an article on Boxing News 24.
Shout out to
According-
Ashir Steele from Nebraska. Stand up. See, at least we still got some fans in Nebraska, man.
According to Mike Coppinger,
Or listeners, excuse me. I don't really call you a
the Ruiz Joshua 2 fight did 1.8 million viewers on DAZN and had 200,000 new subscribers.
So
and
he
that
gave you
was
half.
according to Mike Coppinger on
So
Boxing
he gave you
News
half
24.
the. He gave you half the report. He gave you half the
Yeah.
report in his super chat. You know what I mean? False narratives. Hashtag false narratives.
I didn't even think of that.
Let's go to. Let's
I
go
mean, maybe
to
he
Coach
didn't
Myers.
remember that part. Who knows?
Hashtag false narratives.
Y'all can hear me?
We hear you, Chad. Where you been at, man?
Hey, you know, I had to get low for a little bit.
All
I'm still listening, though.
Hope everything's well.
Everything's good. No complaints. Can't complain.
Good.
But shout out to you and Doomy, man, for getting Cassius on, man. Like, I know y'all take a lot of heat and all that, but it took me a couple messages, and y'all got my boy on with no problem. You know what I mean? So I know y'all take a lot of criticism and whatnot, but y'all do look out for your listeners when they want a Pacific fighter on here to listen to. So I definitely got to give y'all a shout out for that. But Callum Smith, he's not a bad fighter. He did knock out Rocky Fielding in one round in 2015. So, I mean, he's not a bum fighter at all. And also, I got a solution for Charlo to become a nemesis. I feel like if he goes after Caleb Plant at 168, you beat a Caleb Plant, you possibly can become a nemesis for Canelo. But that's my call. Y'all take it easy.
Man, Keller Plant Benavidez,
Tough
man.
test.
He take Benavidez out, and that's automatic. You know what I'm saying? That's automatic. But
And vice versa.
but
If he were to
first of
take
all-
Caleb
first of
out,
all,
I think he becomes
how to
automatic.
become the Nemesis 101. How to become the Nemesis 101. Talk even when you aren't fighting. What's that mean, Ness? How to become the Nemesis 101. Talk when you aren't fighting. What's that mean? It means when you're not fighting, you need to be talking in the media, doing interviews in the media. You need to be in the media, getting your name out there. You know? Doomy, that was your mic with all the craziness. Somehow you must have not or disconnected your I muted you on our end, though. That's definitely you. That being said, you need to be talking. We haven't heard from Charlo. We just Googled his name. We haven't heard from him since September 26th. That's when he last did a pay-per-view. You know, what should he be doing? He should be talking right now. It's Canelo Fight Week. I want Canelo. Clubber Lane showed up to the press conference at the Philadelphia Steps, man. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get in the eye of the people and make them want that fight. You know, Gennady made the people think Canelo was afraid of him. He even adapted Canelo's people, Mexican style. Come on, man. Like, oh, man. Every day teaching, bro. Every day teaching. Did we go to Mr. PBC today?
Nah, but CRB had another one. He says wrong. 200K on Dazn US. Liar. 1.7 mil was worldwide.
So what's that mean?
Wait, what?
Wait,
How is
no,
he lying?
no, wait. So what's that mean? All of a sudden, did the Zone numbers, who are a global entity, and they didn't start in the U.S. Doomy and branch out everywhere. No, they were everywhere and came to the U.S. So now
What's he saying you're lying about?
No, because he wants you. He's trying to act as if you're saying that the 1.6 was strictly in the U.S. and that the 200,000 also subscribers were strictly in the U.S. You're not saying that, but this is a global entity. This isn't Showtime, which is an American product which relies on American subscriptions. I mean, you guys got to really pick up fucking a magazine. It's a link away. You can do it while you're taking a shit in the toilet. Read.
I mean, it's easy for me. I don't got no dog in that fight, so all I care about is the fact about it. You know, I thought 200,000 was a little. I didn't think that was even reported. So obviously CRB was right. Cool, no problem, right? But then there was another part of that stat that came from the same place. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Let's go to Long Beach. You got a super chat?
Yeah, Shistoff Shizzy Harrison says Callum Smith should have been rematching John Ryder, not getting a Canelo fight. I don't know, emoji.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm slick enough to take your words and spit them back at you. Charlo should be rematching Korobov, not getting a Canelo fight. Ness emoji. Fuck out of here, man. JP, talk to me. Long Beach, man.
Long Beach in the house. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
Ness, so I partially agree with your argument that those contenders, the Charlos and Andrades of the world, they have a responsibility to make themselves nemesis, right? They have to do things. They have to have spectacular performances. They have to do things even sometimes outside of the ring to gain public attraction so they can get that type of traction and trajectory towards getting a Canelo fight, right? But what is the duty of the face of boxing, the cash cow? Does he not have responsibility also?
His responsibility is to fight who the public wants.
And he hasn't done that since September of 2018.
Lies.
We're going on 2 years plus since the face of boxing has given us a fight that anyone in boxing gives a damn about. And that's his duty. As the heavy is the crown, heavy is the head that wears the throne. So his responsibility is to bring events to boxing. Boxing is the only sport that can stand up to the Super Bowl on any given night. But with this guy, since 2018 in September, we've had nothing, and we're going on 2 years plus now, and it's going to be 2 years, maybe even 3 years before we get a big event from our cash cow in boxing. That's my call. That's his duty.
Don't go nowhere. I got plenty for you. Now that you're done, I would like to ask you a few questions, starting with if Jamal Charlo would have moved up back in November 2019, or excuse me, it was 2020? Yeah, 2019, to fight Kovalev, if you would have been calling it a cherry pick, or you would have been calling it what else they say, that he paid the judges, or saying that he took a dive, or would you be
impressed that a guy is moving up 3 weight classes to fight?
Exactly. Let's just see how honest of a person you are. Would Kovalev have been done, or would Charlo have been doing something great?
No, because I mean, in the fight with Yard, I knew Kovalev was a dead man then. You know, so Kovalev, who cares about Kovalev?
So
who cares
you're not
about
answering
Daniel
it.
Jacobs? Nobody cares about
You're
them.
not answering. You're not answering. If Charlo would have fought Kovalev, would you have thought he did something great? Yes or no?
When
Canelo fought him, not before. The same fucking day.
No, okay,
right
but
after
see,
the Yard fight.
Here's what you're doing. You're having an apple and orange argument.
No, we're not.
It's
two oranges.
That's the same apple,
It's the same orange, brother.
To debunk the Canelo argument, because
you see, you don't want to debate. It's the same orange, my friend. It ain't apple. I'm asking you to put one fighter in the other fighter's shoes. We leaving the opponent the same. You don't want to answer because you know it would have been great of Jamal Charlo to move up and on one fight knock out Sergey Kovalev, who is a 3-time light heavyweight champion. You just a lie, man. And because you don't want to be classified a liar, you refuse to answer the question. But that's okay. We get you.
I mean, look, nobody asked for Roy Jones Ruiz either. But the fact that this guy who had started out at a certain weight class, middleweight. Wait, where did he start? Junior middleweight? Whatever. Yeah. He moved up all the way to heavyweight. That was an accomplishment. Was Ruiz the best heavyweight in the world? No. Was he the best heavyweight at the time? No. But the fact, but we want to see fighters test themselves. Go ahead.
Let me tag me in. Check this out. So now, Roy fought Ruiz, a fight that nobody ever wanted, right?
Asked for.
In retrospect, right, that fight caused the initial Mike Tyson-Roy beef, right?
Sure.
He was meant to fight Roy back then, right? It didn't happen. He gets the fight now. He's in an interview with Shay Shay. Y'all know him as something from NBC, right? The football player. And on that interview, he's like, yo, so now are you going to be doing exhibition? He said, hell no. Not everybody represents the money that is Mike Tyson. So in 2020, Roy, who has fought all these people, and we've been asking Roy to retire, he's saying hell no because of how much money he made out that heavyweight Mike Tyson fight that all started from a fight that you said you didn't want with John Ruiz. So just chill, man.
That goes on the record books. That becomes, I mean, he made history that night. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, look, Canelo steps up and fights I don't know, Joseph Parker, right? Is that a fight that anybody asked for? No. But would you be impressed of a guy who started out at 147 and ends up fighting a heavyweight like you would, light heavyweight scene? I mean, come on.
Mario, I know a lot of people won't be honest with this question, but who asked for AJ Vlad? AJ was somewhere in his house taking care of his wife who was going through postpartum depression. This is all fact. I said AJ, I meant to say Vlad.
Yeah,
Vlad,
I knew.
Vlad was somewhere in his house.
Hayden Panettiere had just had a baby, right?
And taking care of his wife who had postpartum. The shit was all over the tabloids. How big of anxiety attacks Payton was having. So Vlad took 18 months off. Somehow comes back. WBA says, you're back for real? Vacant title up if you fight an AJ, and you're gonna tell me that we wanted that. Stop telling me about shit we didn't want.
So he took 18 months off. He took 18 months off because his wife had postpartum. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, that's part of it, dog. That's part of it.
Okay, cool.
That's part of it. Cool. You know, he also lost.
I mean,
bro.
that's definitely the biggest part of it.
I'm okay, cool. I just want to get.
Listen,
I always like to get clarity.
No, listen. Think about it, Francis.
All the people.
Listen to me. Think about it. He came off the Tyson Fury loss, renegotiated the rematch. Had a press conference falls apart, has a baby, or wife gets pregnant. You know, it's 18 months, 9 months labor, postpartum after the birth. So yeah, there's a lot.
Which can last anywhere from 2 to 5 years.
There's a lot that happened there, but whatever. I guess real life shit don't matter. Only when it's specific fighters.
It mattered. It's just a brush you use to pick up and paint the picture. That's all I was saying.
It's a real brush. There's stories. My brushes have links. Google Vlad and Google Vlad and his wife and postpartum and see what comes up.
It was definitely the biggest situation going on with him at the time. I mean, whether there were other things that extended that time, maybe not, but it definitely was what started it.
Fury ducking him?
What?
Speaking of Fury ducking him?
Fury ducking who?
Vlad. Vlad, that's what we're talking about. His wife having postpartum, you're saying was the bigger in the 18 months of between the first fight and when AJ fought. I
don't even know the rest of your statement, but yes, his wife is bigger than anything. Yes, his wife and his child. Yes.
That is
super chat, please. He's tripping out here.
That's paramount. I'm just gonna read the one I see now, but there's a few more. Shistov Shizzy Harrison says would have been impressed if Alvarez fought better, Beef.
Exactly, because ain't no mountain high enough. It don't
I would
matter.
have been more impressed if Roy Jones fought Lennox Lewis.
It don't matter what they do. Floyd told you. It don't matter who you beat. They just going to build up someone else. So when he beat Gennady, all of a sudden he's ducking Charlo. I'm telling you. Or
listen, in a sport where we argue over ounces, you're going to tell me that you're not impressed with a guy moving up to fight a top 3 light heavyweight in the world. That's not impressive.
Yeah,
I mean,
if,
look,
if
you
I'm
wanna say
gonna play
nobody
the other
asked for
side,
it?
if I'm gonna play the other side, you can't really say it's impressive when he's, you know, what I mean, had some steroids issues or some whatever you want to call it. He just hasn't been super clean, so to speak. So
What do you
to
mean?
play the other side, they would have
No.
argument
You playing
to
the
go
other
with it.
side. You playing the other side.
Yeah.
So educate us now. What steroid issues? Please explain.
No, when I say steroid issues, I misspoke when I meant to say like the clenbuterol, the meat, whatever it is that they have in the meat that they found in the
clenbuterol on the
system.
meat? What happened exactly? I wasn't there for that. What happened with the clenbuterol on the meat?
He wasn't there for that.
I mean, what happened?
You like that one, right? I'm gonna talk to the people that wasn't there for it because you was there for it, right? So if I'm not mistaken, Canelo had taken a test and he had a higher level of clenbuterol than is what is regulated for the testing body, correct? And it was said that it was because the meat that they produce in Mexico has a higher percentage of clenbuterol that for growth or whatever they use or whatever hormones they use for the meat over there. So that was the reason for it. It was back and forth. There was supposed to be a suspension. There wasn't.
What was back and forth?
Pardon me?
What
Or
you
whether
mean
or
back
not,
and forth?
whether or not it should be allowed based on the rules that if you do go to Mexico and you eat, it's not something that he specifically said. Oh yeah, shoot up my meat with this. You know, it's gonna help me to do this. It's just that's what they naturally do to the meat in the country. So that's why they ended up looking at the rule to higher in the levels, because you're pretty much saying that people who come from Mexico can't eat, you know what I'm saying, the food that they cook in the kitchen because the meat can be tainted with the level of clenbuterol. Yes or no? Cool.
I'm looking for
So-
a link here.
Send me the link. Hashtag send me the link.
Looking
Go ahead,
for a
Doobie. You
link
look like you have something to say.
No, I thought I'd just get into these other super chats. I think I have one more. Let me just check in right now, Champy. Yeah, is TBV doing a live fight chat? Brian Kenny sucks.
For which fight? For this fight?
For Triple G.
Yeah.
Hell
No.
yeah, bro.
Didn't he mean Triple G or Canelo?
I mean both. I mean,
I'm sure he's talking about
you know how
both.
TBV.
So when you
gets
forget the link. So, anyways, the link.
I sent
If we're
you
not
the link.
mistaken, that it was changed. The levels was changed so that you know there wouldn't be any more positive tests for clenbuterol because the level would have changed. If that was a big news in boxing that we all know about. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, given that kid who Canelo is and the role he plays, there was controversy surrounding it, but it kind of went under the rug.
Yo, just real quick, on September 16th, 2017, when Canelo and Gennady fought at TNT with 22,000 fans, so that's about 5,000 fans more than what, Fury Wilder, and or about what, 11 million more? $27 million. God damn. That's interest. That's interest. The live gate, bro. That's tickets. That's huge, bro. Listen, when we got articles, we've done whole shows off Bob Arum saying that he needs to have that 18 million live gate for Wilder Fury to work. That's a lot of fucking more money. 27 mil. Damn.
27 million.
Tickets for the rematch topped at 5,000. And Golovkin, this is what you need to see, because this is why I like links, not that bullshit my man talking. Golovkin was a 7-5 betting favorite. All right.
On which bout?
On Canelo versus Triple G.
Ooh.
Yeah. Canelo was the underdog again. The world thought he would lose. He was a nemesis. Okay.
Oh, we're back to the nemesis talk.
They thought he
okay,
was
I just want to make
afraid.
sure where we're going.
No. I sent you the link. Everything is here
Yeah,
for the VADA.
I got it.
No,
Yeah,
did you
I
read
got
it? Because it
I
says on March 5th, it was revealed that urine samples taken from Canelo in Mexico by the voluntary anti-doping agency VADA on February 17th and 20th had tested positive for clenbuterol. So I'm giving you the actual, not just like,
I appreciate it. I'm looking at it right now.
I recall, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could have found it because I know the information is there and it's correct. I was just, what is paraphrasing for lack of a better word?
Mm-hmm.
because I know it's there. If I need to pull up the information, I can.
Yo,
But that's the conversation, Mario. Not to cut you, Alex. That's the conversation that people would have with the Canelo, and that's kind of the gripe that they have, is that's that stain on his career. Everybody at some point have a stain that they have to carry along through their career, and it's just how much good outweighs your bad. And right now, Canelo's bad is. He's weighing with his opponents, right? So
Manny Pacquiao was vindicated. Canelo was vindicated. He took a hair sample. He took a hair sample. The thing is that the stain, like you mentioned, just kind of never washes away because of it. But you seem like you're in belief that he did cheat. So I'm gonna take you laughing that that's what you think. But he was vindicated from it according to what would needed to be in order for him to be vindicated. So it's not like he just got popped for clenbuterol and he got convicted of that. He didn't. So, regardless what it is, again, like you mentioned, the stain doesn't entirely wash away, but you can't keep hammering that on Canelo.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Real quick, Candy Slim, you can return. Candy Slim 501 says, idea for the show, segment call Newness Narrative. Laughing emoji.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be incorrect, but if I'm not mistaken, that when the hair follicles and all that stuff was taken, that was and the samples was taken, that was after they had renegotiated the new line in which clenbuterol levels should be at.
Yeah, well, they adopted the WADA standards.
So when he did the retest, he would have fell underneath the limit
of non-WADA. Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, the Olympics uses WADA. It's one of
the. So that's why I laughed, Alex. They're being vindicated. That's why I kind of chuckled.
Oh, okay.
I think vindicated in the sense of he's tested at this point. The fights that he's had. I mean, even after we're talking about the Kovalev fight, in which he would have wanted to be the biggest and strongest that he could be. Those things kind of fall under the wayside. I think that's what Doomy's point is, which I understand, which I get completely, and that's the point that I usually point to as well. But yeah, I mean, any time a athlete of any sorts, is linked to drugs, it's a stain. That's it. And it's fair or unfair for whatever reasons, but Canelo is no different. I think the thing is that Canelo's so big and he's done so many big things that it's a thing that people want to point to. Detractors want to point to first above everything and try to whitewash the rest of his accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think that that's necessarily fair at all. I mean, to sit here and suggest that Canelo wouldn't be Canelo without steroids, which I don't think anybody on the panel saying. I'm just saying to say that is it's ludicrous. It's nonsense.
CRB real quick. Canelo versus Triple G gate numbers is a lesson for stupid UK fans. And then we have Candy Slim 501 says, threw his belt in the trash not to fight G till Jacob showed him it was safe. Then got popped with clenbuterol before the second fight. Hair sample was public relations.
Alrighty then. We got JT New Orleans. What up?
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. That was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. We're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll tell you this, mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
What's up? Good morning, yo.
What up? What up?
Hey, Doom, you said him and Pacquiao got what? What's the word?
What do you mean? Blame for using PEDs?
Yeah, got cute. I mean, I don't think Pacquiao never failed no drug test. I know Canelo
Vindicated.
did it.
Oh yeah, vindicated. Like
Vindicated.
They were obsolete.
Yeah, vindicated. Like he went to court and all that, and Canelo never went to court. He just took his punishment and stuff like that. So he did fail a drug test. This is my question today. I'm gonna be honest with you. If let's be honest, y'all, if Floyd Mayweather got talked about being a woman beater, and
that was nothing to do with boxing in the ring and stuff like that. They always try to discredit Floyd. If Floyd Mayweather was eating beef in Mexico or taking Clenbuterol.
Yo, did you forget that Floyd had a controversy with the IV, bro? What's going on, man?
No, he had a controversy when he broke his hand and stuff like that. You talking about that, Ness?
No, that's another controversy for the shit for his brittle hands, allegedly. Allegedly, I never believed that. I'm talking about the Pacquiao fight, man. For the Pacquiao fight.
Hold on, Ness.
The exemption of 2, man. He had an exemption, remember? But you forgot that already?
Hey, and let me ask my question. I'm gonna ask Francis since you so ready to jump on me. Francis, if Floyd Mayweather would have failed a steroid use test, would they be discrediting him for that? With most of the fighting fans, I'm talking about the Latinos, the Europeans, all that. Oh, he not the great fighter. He a fucking cheater.
Oh, they'd have been on his backside.
My whole
but this is like, from my standpoint, this has nothing to do with no race and nothing like that. I want to make sure I make that very clear. This has to come down to straight boxing. Boxing fans are fickle about who they support, and it's just like anything. You can never do no wrong in the eyes of the person that you support. They can do no wrong for you. That's just sports fan. No matter whether it's a team or a person that you support, you know what I mean? When they make their mistakes and whatnot, you will quick to forgive them versus somebody that you might not necessarily enjoy what they do sports wise. Does that make sense?
Let me tell you what's going on, bro. We as boxing fans have selective memory. Okay? So we choose to remember what we want to remember. This is all that's going on. You know, I'm sending you a link. Mario, are you there? He's not there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Perfect.
I was on mute.
Read this link for these fickle boxing fans that have no fucking memory. Okay? Like, Floyd is the face of boxing, but we choose to remember what we want. Dan Rayfield in 2015 reported on Mayweather's use of the WADA banned IV before the biggest fight of his career. Just like you want to question. No, I mean, you can, whatever the fuck you want to read. At least there's
He's already reading it.
No, I read the title. The title. That's
on
the problem.
Eve of his record-breaking mega fight with Manny Pacquiao on May 2nd, pound-for-pound king Floyd Mayweather took an intravenous injection of saline and vitamins that was banned under World Anti-Doping Agency guidelines, according to a report by SB Nation on Wednesday. 3 weeks after the fight, Mayweather received an exemption from the United States Anti-Doping Agency, the report said. However, Nevada State Athletic Commission Executive Director Bob Bennett said USADA does not have authorization to grant an exemption. Bennett said only the commission, which was not notified of the exemption until after it was given, can give an athlete an exemption.
Now,
don't forget about the.
Just stop there. And who do I run around here saying that Mayweather's biggest win over Pacquiao is in question? No, I say he whooped Pacquiao's ass. Like I said, I knew he would whoop Pacquiao's ass. But you see how we pick and choose.
So what does that have to do with anything, though? What does that have to do with anything?
Come on, bro. You can't be playing for the fans here, or you just playing dumb.
What happened? You playing for the fans.
I'm playing for the fans. Yo, tell me, no, Mario, we talking about.
Listen, I think the point is that, well, first of all, you got to see it from Ness's perspective that he's saying that Mayweather won, he beat him, and although there are people that report on this issue or this whatever happened there, it doesn't diminish what Mayweather's done. On the opposite side, though, people will praise Mayweather as one of the greatest of all time and put Canelo in this place where he's just a drug cheat. That's it.
Everything is cheating. This is cheating. This is cheating. This is Bob Bennett, who runs the commission in Vegas, telling you he cheated. The only people that can grant him the ability to do this is me, and I did not. This is cheating, but no one calls him a cheater.
The Thomas Hauser piece.
No one calls him a cheater.
The commission. Boxing commission?
Man, chill. Yo.
Are we talking about boxing commission?
No, bro.
I feel
you know what? I'm moving on, man.
Vegas.
I'm moving on.
No,
I see what you're doing.
Yeah,
I
but
see
that's
what you're
boxing
doing.
commission.
I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
Uh,
You're playing up for the fans.
They
I got
do
you.
boxing
I
MMA,
got you.
That's
they
what
do
you see,
kickboxing.
whatever.
It's not just boxing.
What?
You're
Yeah.
playing up for the fans, bro.
I mean, it's a commission for Vegas.
This
they
is on
handle,
ESPN.
I feel you.
combat sports. You know
I
what I'm
feel
saying?
you,
That's
but yeah,
all
we
I was
talk-
trying to.
No, the
I
biggest,
get you, I get you.
the biggest
I
fights
get
happen
you.
in Vegas. The biggest fights happen
I
in
get
Vegas.
you.
All of a sudden, Bob Bennett's not important. It's all good. We got a counterpunch.
And don't forget about the Thomas Hauser piece
JT.
too.
No,
Yes.
look it
Nobody
up
even
for
say
them.
Bob Bennett
Look
isn't
it up for
important,
them.
but what we're saying is that
Mario,
yo,
Google the link.
failing the drug. Okay, we understand. Failing the drug test is understandable. Like I said before, everybody got their stain that got to carry through their career. Some's bigger than some just carries more weight. You understand what I'm saying?
Whatever,
and in this
man.
instance,
Both sides of the fence is what
if
you're
we
doing.
talking about Canelo, like, come on, man, like it is what it is, and this is the stain that it carries, bruh. Alex said that he got vindicated. We all know that junk. Yo, first of all, he pissed on the WBC, for lack of a better term. Told him to get the hell out of here. Okay, they had to put the tail between their legs and run back to Canelo. This is on the heels of the Clenbuterol situation. Like, you've seen many people who have popped who had to go through way more than Canelo had to go through in this situation. So we're just saying, just keep it fair. We keep it fair. Canelo is a darling of who he is, but come on. Yeah, I know you don't agree with me. I get it.
Yo, we had 2 super chats. One that came in from CRB said AJ versus Fury would have fight in Run Grotto and 3 times the prices. I have no idea where Run Grotto is, but Mr. CYP says stop lying. He got 6 months for cooperation. That's standard in your first positive. Hair follicle came months after. Why would it still be positive? Because hair follicle holds certain things longer than piss and other things. But yeah.
Mario, I sent you another huge
I know. I'm reading.
link.
I'm reading it right now.
Okay, I'm gonna take a call. In the meantime, we'll go to Juan and the BX. Are you available?
Is that Juan?
Not available. We're going to Keem in Florida. Talk to me.
There's nothing in the sponge for Izzy. He ain't got nothing in there. Where the team at? Oh, we got J-Mac giving excellent instructions over there to Keem the Dream.
Your winner by unanimous decisions is Keem the Dream.
Hello, yo, can you hear me?
Yo.
Man, this show done went off the rail. I don't even know. What was the main topic again? Like, I know it's Canelo, but what was the topic?
It should be titled Canelo Hate instead of, where's the hype?
It's crazy. I've been on since 9. The show done went 12 different ways. We done had Cassius Chaney on. I don't even know what. Well, I forget, man. I know it's about Canelo and Callum, right? About, what is it? The numbers ain't good or something? Oh, no, not enough buzz on the fight. Yeah, not enough buzz on the fight, and I agree, not the right dance partner. Nobody really knows Callum, and I think the problem that Canelo is having is he's a draw casually. Like, casual fans know who he is. Like, I remember I got a boy of mine who's a casual boxing fan. He likes Canelo. And I remember asking him, who you want to see Canelo fight next, man? He said Deontay Wilder with, like, a straight face. Because they just don't know. After Triple G, like, people knew of Triple G, this hard-hitting guy. Oh, he's gonna fight Canelo, the Mexican that comes forward. That's gonna be that was a casual draw. But after that, nobody, especially with Canelo moving up and down.
Cut it.
Casual draw. Super chat. Shin C says, if you read the USADA pamphlet, he was tested before and after IV. Hauser was reaching. IV wasn't illegal. The amount of the solution was in question.
Well, actually, the article that Ness just sent me explains.
Hauser. It was not from Hauser.
Yeah.
The first link came from Hauser, so whatever he's talking about doesn't matter.
Well, he's talking about the Hauser article, but his point is moot because, and I'll read it real quick. Days before Mayweather's final fight, Thomas Hauser, the dean of boxing reporters and Muhammad Ali's official biographer, dropped a bomb aimed squarely at Floyd's legacy. According to Hauser, Mayweather used a World Anti-Doping Agency banned IV to administer fluids after the weigh-in the day before weigh-ins the day before the Manny Pacquiao fight in early May. As Hauser explains, the mixture of saline and vitamins administered in violation of WADA policy, about 16% of the body's total blood supply, is a bigger deal than it may seem on the surface. It's not that the saline solution that it is against the rules, it's the underlying possibilities that makes it a problem. In addition to being administered for the purpose of, and this is a quote, in addition to being administered for the purpose of adding specific substances to a person's body, an IV infusion can dilute or mask the presence of another substance that is already in the recipient's system or might be added to in the near future. So the point is that this medical procedure can mask. So even if you test before and after, once this is done, it makes it not impossible, but it makes it less likely that you're going to find something that could or could not be there. Now that alone does not suggest that Floyd Mayweather cheated, but at the same time,
the point of this exercise was to show you that no one discredits Floyd Mayweather, even on the biggest fight where he generated the most money, and it is his legacy fight. That was his natural nemesis for 7 years. And even with all these articles on major, that's Bleacher Report and ESPN, it doesn't get bigger. It just doesn't get bigger. So no one discredits him because that's how it is. Counterpunch from Mr. PBC.
Counterpunch.
Oh man, what a beautiful day in the PBC neighborhood. It's funny how when niggas, let me not say niggas. It's funny how people, reach for Canelo. Just because he popped, they're trying to reach and see, oh, well, Floyd cheated too. Come on, man. This dude was eating contaminated meat and stuff like that. He's a cheat. You can never be as good as Floyd. He got beat by the best, man. Don't bring Floyd in this conversation. I told you, Death. Don't do it. You're hurting yourself. That's my call.
I ain't hurting myself. I'm hurting you. And
but the point wasn't
your feelings are hurt
the point
because
wasn't that
your
Mayweather
favorite
cheated.
fighter has the same controversy. Read him the
Yeah,
title.
exactly.
What's
Exactly.
the title called? On this one, it says on the Ring TV, same author. So the author has no bias. Canelo Alvarez, the Clenbuterol controversy. And this is the link that I sent to my co-host, Francis, so I can help him make his case against Canelo. He thought I was sending him a counter link. This is all the schmear on Canelo's legacy due to the Clenbuterol. But then I sent you another link, also by Hauser, that made it to the Bleach Report, right? Oh, actually, that's Jonathan Snowden. That's different.
Yeah.
And then the other one is from Dan Rayfield. Two of them, two separate articles on two major websites, not The Ring, right? Who people say The Ring is biased because Golden Boy bought it, but it was The Ring that dropped that story on Clenbuterol and Canelo. And these are two bigger websites talking about Floyd's issue. And you don't ever hear me calling Floyd a drug cheat or a cheat, or a two cheat, or his biggest fight is in question, or he needs to rematch Pacquiao. No.
That's right.
No, because you seen his skill before the Pacquiao fight. No saline or anything they say he did is going to make him any better. But in your eyes, you hate Canelo so much, you think whatever they say he did made him better on that night, and that's why he beat Canelo. So whatever.
Nah, that he wasn't a great fighter before that. Like, you just, I don't know. But Mr. CYP on the Super Chat says, Wilder is the active face of boxing, not Canelo. Canelo is the face of the biggest fan base. ESPN agrees. Parentheses, worldwide leader of sports. Hashtag fact check.
Hashtag deflection. We're going out to, let me see here. We got. Majid, Orlando.
Majid, come on down.
All right. N.O., New Orleans.
All right.
Chicago Steve.
My town up in K-Town.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
I drink soda, I eat pizza, I hang out with chicks all day. These fighters still can't beat me. They fighting every day, they in the gym every day. Just give me 6 weeks, and I got it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Here's a disclaimer for your audience. This going back and forth. This isn't worth debating. I'm gonna take you back. You remember, Ness, when you were on the Ak and Barak show?
Nah, but tell me.
Yeah. So when you were on there, I called in. They started talking about Canelo, and I brought up Charlo to them, and they straight up told me, Canelo don't care what you hardcores think. You know, like I keep telling people, you know, Canelo's for these casual fans. Like we shouldn't even be debating who he's gonna fight, or he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight. Just leave him alone. But on your topic, you know, he would do much better fighting a PBC or a Top Rank because they have the better platforms. DAZN isn't reaching the big audience with their app. I keep telling you that. You know, even Showtime with their avenue with CBS would reach more people as far as promotion. So we can't say that about him. His move to DAZN is probably not the brightest move, but for him, he doesn't care, right? Because they're paying him. But for the casual, it'll be interesting to see what these pay-per-view numbers are since they're doing it this time. Then let's talk about it. Let's see what the numbers are. But I don't see the promotion for this fight, and I think it would have been better on a platform like a Fox, ESPN, or CBS. So that's all I got on that.
Yo, that's such a great point, and that shows right there Steve isn't biased, even though people say he favors PBC and people say all these things. No, this is him being honest, because he's not pointing at Callum Smith, which may or may not be the issue here. He's pointing at DAZN and the issue that they are not reaching the same they're not reaching the same number, and they're also not reaching the same kind of fan, you know, the same kind of casual, because I don't think that casuals are out there, you know, really understanding what DAZN is or caring what DAZN is. So great call. I'm actually kind of embarrassed that like nobody brought that up before. Like that's weird that we didn't.
And I know you can do it, man. You got the.
Shin C says all articles reference the Hauser article, a known PBC hater and HBO consultant. Stop reaching, LOL. That's why it wasn't taking seriously.
There you go. See, and this is what happens when you don't do research and you already have your mind made up, so you're not listening. The Hauser article is talking about Canelo. So I'm going to screen share now because people love to be losers. And the only way you can be a loser is when you're losing in this debate versus me. Screen sharing the Mayweather one, which you want to say was written by, Thomas Hauser, clearly says Jonathan Snowden here. The Mayweather one again, which you want to say was written by Thomas Hauser, clearly says Dan Rayfield here. And the clenbuterol one right here says Thomas Hauser right here. So, you know, the dude that you don't want us to take serious is the one talking about Canelo's controversy, not Floyd's. Wrong again, Shinsi. Wrong again. Anyway, we going out to Sony. What up? Just
hey yo,
listening.
Jess.
Oh,
Hey yo,
yes,
hey yo.
yes.
I was in and out of the show. Was you able to get to that message I left you on the Skype inbox?
No, not yet, brother. Let me check it.
All right, yo, I gotta head out. But peace and love. Great show for what I did here. But if you can, get some love out for the Boxing Bar show tomorrow.
All right. James Payne, Lethal. What up?
James Payne.
James.
Yo, can you hear me?
We do.
Can you hear me? What up? Once again, TBV, best part of waking up. You know the slogan from the 80s. Let's get into this call. Since we talking about some Canelo hate, I'm fresh off a cup of hater raid. Yo, they say no buzz for this fight, I beg to differ. I was just at a truck stop dropping the deuce, and I looked on the wall, and in Sharpie pen, it say Canelo fighting some dude on Saturday. People buzzing across the nation, 50 states. Every wall, stall, bathroom, they going crazy. Canelo gonna win. That's my prediction. He's gonna devastate, pulverize Callum to the thighs. He's gonna brutalize his calves, gnaw on his ankles like an angry chihuahua eating a Clembuterol raw steak. Canelo gonna win. It's going down. James Payne, lethal loud.
What a great call. He said they righted it on stalls.
Listen.
That's
He just dropped the deuce on all the Canelo haters. And I'll be honest with you, it got Easy Boy 88 Sonny who came on right while he was talking on the super chat. He says the Canelo hate is real. These triggered snowflakes are exposing their personal feelings. They just hate to see the Latino dominating, unifying divisions. Viva la raza! Hashtag triggered laughing emoji.
Yo, that's the Conan right there. Viva la raza!
We going to Stick Talk Boxing.
Stick Talk.
Yo, y'all can hear me?
We hear you, champion.
Hey, brothers. Hey, Mr. Gibbs. I just want to say something real quick. I'm not a Canelo hater. I like Canelo. When he fought Mayweather, I said he will probably never lose another fight. And he is the one fighter that learned from Mayweather in the ring and applied it afterwards. But with that said, it's just all fun and games. Who cares about Callum Smith guy? He's not fighting who we want him to fight because, as Steve, who had a great call, says, he don't give a shit about his hardcores. So, other than that, wait, y'all hear that sound?
What's that?
Somebody playing the Canelo meat flute. That's my call.
That's funny. Yeah. Canelo Smith weighing live. Got 16,000 watching right now. So,
you can
wait. The weigh-in is live.
It's not live. I mean, they're not weighing in yet. They're just interviewing.
Damn, and they already got
Canelo.
17,000.
Yeah, 16,484.
I'm about to pull that up. Let me see. Okay,
Pull it up,
Canelo
champ.
versus Callum weighing 16,000 watching. Lord.
But somehow it has 100,000 like. Oh, 1.8.
1.8 likes. Damn.
My bad.
Yo, Canelo look little right now though.
He does, right? I was gonna say that.
We might as well go straight into a live reaction, baby.
No,
Just off with a super chat.
He's not even sleeping in silk sheets. He's wearing silk sheets.
Tristorf with a super chat.
That's why Callum's gonna get him.
Damn. Tristorf says, doesn't La Raza mean the race?
Yeah. It's a saying in the Mexican culture, that said, to promote, Mexican pride. Nothing crazy, nothing racist.
Somebody didn't watch WCW growing up. No big deal.
Yeah. Champ. Who's next?
No comment.
Stone Bone Boxing. Did we go to him? No. Go.
Whoa, Callum looks
What
huge.
up? What up?
What up?
What up, man? How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing?
Good.
Yeah, I do think it's a lack of buzz a little bit, and I don't really think it's that it's Callum per se, because we almost got Yearden, so Callum is at least a respectable champion with real belts. I respect the Ring magazine. My guys held it multiple times, and as soon as he beat Earl, he'll be a three-time Ring magazine champion. So that's on the way. But I really think it's more of Dazn. I feel like all of the lawsuits, the cutting deals, the cutting budgets, that wasn't a Patreon or a fan that wrote that in the marker. That's Dazn budget. They don't got no flyers. They write shit with markers on the stall when they used to put a flyer up. I mean, the flyer cost $12 to put it up, but it costs 12 cents with a marker. We buy some Sharpies and we go in there and write it on the.
Cut it. Mr. PBC Boomerang.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Floyd fought a dude in Japan. Everybody was talking about it. Canelo fights a dude that got belts. Ain't nobody talking about it. Floyd is the face of boxing. I think Canelo is the face of, Mexican fans just wanting to see the fight. He's ducked everybody. He's dehydrated everybody. He skipped the whole weight class top 5, and he's fighting Callum Smith, and it is what it is. It's sad. Floyd didn't cheat. Canelo did. There's a difference. That's my call.
You mean Floyd cheated Canelo? By not allowing him to weigh 154 to have a real fight? By killing that young man to make that unfair weight, but he did it anyway.
Because he dared to be great. Look, it's a story that's been told.
Greatness also daring to be great, man. What's going on, man? Striving for greatness, man.
Greatness.
And greatness is done, so we're going out to Brandon gets. Who's counting? Is Majimbe not on? Yeah, he gets Majimbes whenever he ain't here. What up, Brandon? What up, Brandon? Oh, Brandon is busy. All right, that means Coach Ma. Oh, I see you.
We hear you.
Damn.
Yeah, man. I ain't even get to listen to the show. Did my brother Callum punch and cook me? My brother Jay. I said, did my brother Jay Mac come back with a counter punch? Cook me?
Nah.
Oh, man.
He know not to go against a real lion, man.
Okay, all I'm saying about
he said he did. He must have not said anything clever.
Okay, no, but all I'm saying is this, man. I'm not saying Charlo, Plant, or Benavidez, or any of them guys, Andre, don't deserve to fight. The whole topic of this show is about the buzz of a Canelo fight. Not who deserves a Canelo fight, the buzz. And I'm saying, going forward, I don't think none of those fights are going to give us that GGG buzz, that Floyd buzz, and that Trump buzz.
You're right. But I love how you trying to teach them how to call in and stick to the script, man. Like, that was a problem Jadakiss had, man. Anybody that was a Jadakiss fan know, like, no matter who song he was on, homeboy had to talk about the coke coming in. There was no way he could just stick to the script.
I'm a Jadakiss fan. What you talking about? You lying. He ain't talking about no Mariah Carey record, talking about no coke.
Bruh, come on, man. You know it, man. Yo, my man can't. Yo, you supposed to be talking about romancing the girl. Somehow he got the chrome on him, or he had a.
He got it on the glass table.
Yeah, he got the fish scare, the boat. They got the way the whales. I'm like, yo, chill, man. So
I grew up on that. Chill.
You know what I'm saying? Like, chill.
I was a black radio kid. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is, he couldn't stick to the topic of the song. So then Jay will always come and do the same song they paid Jada to do, and Jay-Z and Maya be like, lips are telling me now. You know what I'm saying? Like Carolina Blue Chips. And everybody remembers Jay verse, but they don't remember that Jada was on that song first. And that's what I'm saying, because you can't stick to the script. So when you don't stick to the script, go ahead.
Ness, before we get to the super chats, do me. I just want to ask Ness a question. I was curious. What kind of music you used to listen to, or what artists you used to listen to when you used to hang with the poppies? No, when you used to hang with the poppies.
Nah, it's my car. All of them. DMX.
All of them, okay.
I lived through those eras, man. Them CDs you go back and
I thought
listen
you maybe
to. I
bumping the
lived through
reggaeton
that.
and shit like at that time.
Reggaeton ain't started
Reggaeton
popping.
It wasn't popping. It was popping in Latin America and Central.
It was underground.
It wasn't
but
it
wasn't out here like that.
It wasn't even called reggaeton back then. It was called Spanish rap. It was called Spanish rap, and it wasn't what I was into. That back then was like that fast,
Baby Rasta.
Yeah, that was nobody. Nah, I couldn't get down with that. It was big in PR, but I couldn't get down with that. You know what I'm saying? I just You know, I'm a Don Omar baby. You know what I mean? Who else brought me in? Don Omar.
Bandolero.
Yo, I can't front. Even though Daddy Yankee is the Jay-Z of Spanish rap, right? Because he started in that fast, and somehow my man still probably like 50 right now, still doing number ones. You know.
Oh yeah,
big time, Daddy Yankee, bro. Yo, real quick, Ken Stone said Triple G versus Canelo 3 would be big if back on HBO. Facts.
Yeah,
damn,
maybe.
everybody's still missing HBO.
I wish boxing was back on HBO just period, because I felt like not only did you feel the fight hype, but the fighters got bigger. Like Triple G became who he was because he was doing a million consistently, knocking out the dudes we didn't really want, but it was on HBO. Same thing for Kovalev. It didn't transition for Kovalev for pay-per-views though. Let me get to Boomerang Coach.
All right.
Actually,
Mr.
we gotta go to Supermax, cutting the line.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Cutting the line. Thank you.
BoxingWords.com.
Poloski, you are next, my friend. Por eso lo vuelvo a repetir. La era del Canelo es la mejor porque peleó con los mejores. La suerte es para los mediocres, my friend.
BoxingWords.com.
Yo, what up? What up?
What up?
So, I'm not gonna divulge into all the nonsense that the haters are sipping on, but I want to talk about the buzz and why there's a lack of buzz. And I'm telling you, man, it's not solely on one thing, but the having a different promoter has a lot to do with it. Because keep in mind, Eddie Hearn is the lead promoter for this event. What was he focused on the last 3 weeks before this? Anthony Joshua. He that's his cash cow. Canelo was the cash cow for Golden Boy, but AJ is the cash cow for Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. So a lot of the attention and focus went there, and now a week after we're trying to scramble, and it just look, man. Canelo's got to understand now that he's on his own, he's got to have a promotional team. It's not just the job of the promoter to put the event on. He's got to get himself on ESPN, on FS1, the Today Show, anything. Get yourself out there, social media. You know, it's got to be pushed better, man. Because I've heard a few people ask me about it. You know, you get the typical casuals that know boxing, but it's and I've never felt like DAZN. A lot of it has to do, I think, with DAZN. I agree, because I've never felt like the fights were quite the same on DAZN.
So Super, he's not the boss then. So Eddie's the boss. So Eddie's getting the blame. I'm confused. You gotta clear that up for me. So who's the boss? Is Canelo the boss or Eddie the boss?
Yo, do me, Mr. PBC said read the super chat.
Yeah, Mr. PBC came in with the super chat, said, Mr. Horchata, not the face of boxing. Scared to be great. Scared to fight Charlo and Andrade. Floyd fought the best. And Canelo gonna lose to Earl and Bud. Mr. PBC, some Horchata is official. Just so you know.
It is official. It is official, yo.
I'm saying Mr. Horchata is I don't know how you could say he's gonna lose to Earl and Bud.
I know, that's crazy.
With such Myers, guarantee.
Boomerang, Coach Myers. Boomerang.
Boomy for Coach Myers.
Yo, you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Callum Smith is a big boy. I don't know if y'all how long people been following him, but he been rumored to move up to 175 a long time ago. But he's going to be coming in around like 190, 195-ish around fight night. So he's a big boy. Plus there's no, I heard he was happy with there's no like weight contract for the next day. So once you weigh in at 168, he's good. So I heard he's happy about that. So a question also, was they able to get the Ryan Garcia fight on this undercard or no?
No, hell no. That's a different date.
No? All right, that's my call. Y'all take it easy.
Let's go, champ. Matt Bent, 100.
Matt Bent, what up?
All right.
Go
Well,
ahead,
he
super
says the zone conflict with Canelo killed the buzz. The fight seemed to happen all of a sudden. Yeah, we talked about that, man. That whole little litigation, that whole little bump in the road with the zone and Golden Boy, kind of like took away from any attention to a future fight. So it was like, oh, we're gonna be waiting for like 2 years, or we were in the air with everything. So yeah, that killed a little bit of buzz. I agree, Matt Bent.
We got Trey in the Bay.
Is that Trey in the Bay?
What's going on, y'all?
What up?
Cheers.
What up? What up?
I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Go back a little bit. Hey, am I the only one that noticed the Triple G waiting for Canelo to come up? Now he waiting for that boy to come down. Tell that dude to fight somebody, man. That's my call. Oh, other than Canelo, that's my call.
Damn, I missed the weigh-in, bruh. Shit happened already.
Damn. Mr. PBC says the buzz ain't good for Canelo because he ain't the face of boxing. Sorry, Ness. It ain't the zone. It's like Bob issue. He can't sell an opera.
Oh! Super chat from Supermax.
Supermax says, well, Canelo right now is in same place as Floyd was, Francis the Boss, but needs a lead promoter, just like Floyd did when he used Golden Boy Promotions, but Nelo got to talk more.
Super chat, easy boy.
Easy boys. 88 Sunny says, Mr. PBC is triggered. You don't know boxing emoji. Hashtag racial comment. Stick Talk comes in, says Hearn ain't promoting this fight because he knows Canelo will walk right after this fight. Well, okay.
And Big Nick coming back with one right away. It says, what happened to fighting the best of the rest till you get to the final, boss? Billy Joe Saunders, Andre, Charlo fight GGG before they even talk Canelo. Brandon, MO4, COTY, which means Brandon is what?
My
what
caller
MOT?
of the year, man.
There you go.
Hashtag Brandon, my caller of the year. Gotta be.
Caller of the year.
We gotta do a vote too. We gotta do those polls. We gotta tell Mitty.
Yes, we do.
We gotta, because the dates are running out. We gotta do that quickly, man. See if we can't give out those trophies in Border Wars.
That'd be dope.
Yes.
That'd be
Get
sweet.
them on camera, interview them. That'll be fire. Fire. What else? Boomerangs, right? We went to Myers. PBC.
Boomerang.
Actually, PBC. Do you want your boomerang or you still want to give it to JT, who's about to get it?
Mr.
Do you want your boomerang or do you want to give it to JT, who's about to get it? Oh, JT. He originally wanted you to have it and then still does. JT. New Orleans.
Come to the light.
Oh, shit. Might as well use it, PBC. Going once.
He's a little scared man. He's a very small, scared man.
Twice. Stunner, talk to me.
Is the number one stunner.
What?
The number one stunner.
What? Jersey in the building.
What up?
Ain't nothing I'm rolling up right now. As far as Canelo Callum, I mean, look, here's the thing with Canelo. Is it a good fight as far as the competition? Yes. But boxing's pretty simple. There's the main boxing, fan bases on YouTube. We are actively always talking about the fighters who we believe are popular and who we want to see fight. Canelo is always choosing the dudes who is like last on the totem pole. If you go on YouTube writing Canelo, Callum Smith, and look over the last year, this fight has no buzz. Because everybody was talking about Canelo Charlo, Canelo Andrade, Canelo this, that, and the third. So, I mean, like I said, good luck tomorrow, Canelo. If you get past it, you need to start fighting the dudes who we actively talking to. Look, there's more videos over the last year that got uploaded with Canelo versus Chris Eubank than Canelo versus Callum Smith.
Cut it. I didn't even know there was a Eubank thing. You got a super chat.
Yeah, by our own Mr. CYP. Too bad Triple G doesn't want to fight Charlo or Andrade, and Canelo won't guarantee the winner a shot. Hashtag I'm the caller of the year 2019, arguably 2020 as well.
I'm gonna put you to sleep.
Let's go, champion.
Stone Bone isn't there for his boomerang.
Stone Bone, brother.
Or for his 2020
rebuttal. J-Mac, whose boomerang does J-Mac think he's getting? He asked for all his calls at once, and I gave you all 3 calls at once. So someone else gave you another boomerang? Oh, PBC did.
Hey,
All
give
right.
mine to J-Mac.
All right. Go for it.
Chip.
Yo, I didn't ask for 3. I asked for 2. If you play back, no, don't argue.
You
I
definitely
asked for
said
2.
run all my calls.
I say
You
no.
said run my
I asked
calls.
for 2. Now look, you wasting my time, man. I'm tired of playing these back and forth
I ain't even pressed the bell yet. Have you heard the bell?
Okay.
He knew it was 2.
Jesus.
I did ask for 2. If you play back, you gonna say you were right. You asked for 2, and you gave me 3 because I guess you're getting tired of hearing me. And I asked for a counter punch over an hour ago. Brandon,
you got my number. I ain't see no counter punch.
hey, Brandon, all this Canadian man, hey, kiss ass calling here. Make a wall for Brandon. The kiss ass up the year. For as my thing, my energy will always. I have they got YouTube Village. They got videos when Demetrius Andrade matchmaker came on your show and you interviewed him and he told you the dude's being avoided. All this, they haven't fought nobody. That's narrative. Boxing is a sport of narrative. You can spin it how you want to spin it. Canelo has not fought them dudes in around his weight class, and them dudes have been having ties to Canelo for 5 to 6 years, longer than a Callum Smith. So whether you want to force this fight down our throats and say it's the best out there, that's bullshit and that's lies. He could have been got in the ring with his mandatory that he ducked in Charlo and fought him, and he could have been fought Andrade when he went for Liam Smith once Andrade was stripped.
Cut it.
What's crazy is that Charlo just fought. Like, he would have never taken this fight. So, like, I mean, I get what the narrative that he needs to fight Charlo, and I'm on board with that. But either he fights tomorrow or he didn't fight the rest of the year. That were the
Mario,
only 2 options.
Mario, this is my theory. Tell me what you think about my theory, Alex and Esther. My theory is Canelo always knew he was fighting Callum Smith. All those times he was sparring Frank Sanchez, the bigger guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're in the same stable, but he was, getting a little controlled sparring, I'd like to say. So this is the theory behind it, that he always knew he was going to fight Callum Smith. You know what I mean? He threw out the offers that he had for other people, but at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, Canelo knew, he's been training, that he was going to fight. If anybody was going to fight in 2020, it was going to be Callum Smith.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem is that 2 of the other guys were 168ers, so it would be like if he was planning on a 68, I get that, but for it to be exactly Callum, I don't know. Only because the other guys were 68 pounders. You know what I mean?
Yo, Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch us on the next one, probably 7 p.m. Oh damn, there's a fight tonight. What time does that fight start?
I'll tell you as soon as I give out.
It ain't gonna be at 7, so we'll be back at 7.
Beating the odds with TBV, you already know.
But beating the odds with TBV. Yo, at Mario McGee on Twitter, at Mario McGee on Instagram. Hit me up. We'll see you tonight. Peace.
You already know.
Yeah. Next up, Sports Talk. NEXUP. Don't forget, to smash the thumbs up button and the subscribe button on the way out. It doesn't cost you anything. Thank you to my Lord and Savior for another one, because without him, none of this would be possible. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Again, I said NEXUP Sports Talk. Yo, we out, man.
You already know. Alex _Doomsday _LAINEZ on IG, TikTok. I am probably in the Phantom Zone, and Twitter, Alex Linus TBV. And if you like the show, just stumbled upon it, hit that subscribe button. Also, there's a bell right next to that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that so that when we go live, you get notified and you're shaking with us. Because if that bell ain't shaking, you ain't baking with us. And every morning and every other time we go live here on the Boxing Voice YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out the memberships. There's 3 tiers, pretty clear and clean cut, to the point. Just check them out if you're interested. Get involved with the community a little bit more. Take advantage of all the perks that those tiers have to offer. Just click on the join button or the see perks button right next to the subscribe button. And if you're on your mobile, you can go ahead and just sign into YouTube through your web browser, and the membership access will be available to you. Sometimes the mobile app does not present that option. So that's just a FYI for all of you. God bless. This is the Boxing Voice.
Yo,
We'll return tonight.
what we gotta do to get more emojis, man? Like we ain't got enough.
We need more members.
Yo, you know the fight's at 6.
They took Mario out. Mario, you not here no more?
Nah, he in there.
I've seen myself all day, so.
Yo,
the fight's at 6. Actually, it's at 7 Eastern. And the undercard starts at 4 or at 5 Eastern.
Well, I definitely want to do another show, so make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, get that notification when we do go live. And if you're a Patreon member, you'll see the post before we go live, and you'll know exactly when we go live. And even if you're not a Patreon member, that post is always public. So if you're just a lurker, it'll be there. Yo, CYP, we actually said the Callers of the Year would win an emoji, but you got to be Caller of the Year. Well, we didn't vote on it. I suggested it. I said, Dan, that'll be dope.
This is true.
Yo,
I agree. It'd be dope.